Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is not morning, it is evening. I'm so used to logging on in the morning. Good evening, happy Monday. I hope you're well no matter where you're watching from, no matter where you're joining us from. What's good? We are live and I'm excited about it. If you can hear me right now, wherever you are, either on Facebook or YouTube, drop a fire emoji in the comments just to let me know that you can hear me. We've got some things going on in the background here, technology-wise, so I just want to make sure that everybody can hear me as you're joining in. Drop a fire emoji. Let me know that you're here. Let me know that you can hear me. And if you want, I would love to know where you're tuning in from. What city, what state? We've got audiences from all over. Specifically, God has blessed us to host two large-scale events. We did one in Dallas, Brilliance Emerge. That happened in Dallas just in the month of March. It was an exceptional time. And so we have people joining us from that audience. And then we are just coming off of our second big event, which was Collide Experience that happened in just last week. I think we're like 7, 8, 9 days from that experience. It was amazing. We were out in Bloomington, Minnesota, and we were hosted by Westwood Community Church. It was an amazing time. But that's who is joining us, and perhaps we've got some people who are joining us for the first time that don't know about either of those gatherings, and I'm glad that you're here. Glad that you're a part of this live, excited for what we're going to talk about. And in no way, if this is your first time joining us concerning these great things that are happening, hey, I see the people commenting. Hello, hello, hello. If this is your first time joining us, we're not going to leave you out. We are inclusive, and we've got something exciting to share for you. So we're streaming everywhere. And before we go any further, do me a favor, real quick, just continue to say hi. Let me know that you're here. Share this. Y'all know how you can share on YouTube. You can share on Facebook. Share this stream. I believe that this stream, somebody's going to see it on your story. They're going to see it on your timeline. And there's one person in your DMs that might see it. I know that's how we share in other ways. Slide into the DM, give them some information, because somebody on your timeline, in your DM right now, needs this conversation tonight, and they don't even know it yet. So be the one who puts it in front of them. I'm so excited. Y'all, tonight is special, and I really do mean that, because 1 week ago, we were gathered in a room right here in Minnesota for Collide Experience, and if you were there, you know what I'm talking about. Something shifted in that room, in that atmosphere, and people made decisions, people made bold decisions, people made pivot decisions, and the kind of decisions that you cannot take back. And I'm a living witness. I cannot take back the decision that I made in that room when we gathered together. And tonight, we're checking in. We're going to have a real talk, no fluff, no filter, no filler, just a real conversation about what's happened in the last few days since we were all together. And again, if this is your first time joining us and you weren't in that room, we would love for you to be involved in this conversation as well, because we know that many of us and many of you are in a season of transition, a season of figuring out what's next. Everything that's happening in our world concerning people being laid off, trying to figure out how they're going to pay for just the necessities of life. I believe this conversation will give you some tools on how to navigate what is next, and how you don't only have to try and survive, but you can thrive. And so I brought somebody special with me tonight, my brother Billy Stevenson. He is here, and I know he's ready. He's going to pull up in just a couple minutes here, and we're about to have a conversation about AI that's going to shift how you walk this pivot out. But real quick, before we invite him in, I see people are still coming in the room. Yes, Somebody said, sincerely, Cece said, I was in the room. Good evening. Hey, we got Kajana. Yes, she was in the room. Our fearless event leader, manager who made all the things happen. Thank you, Kajana. Thank you. We've got Angela. We've got Pastor Paul. Welcome. I am looking on at the chats. I see people are coming in. And so I'm excited because this conversation, I believe, will continue to help us make our pivot sure. Have you ever made a decision you're like, I don't know if I have what it takes to keep moving forward with the decision that I make? Yes, you do. I've come to tell you, you have everything that you need. And we're going to give you some tools and some resources tonight to help you even be more confident and more sure about the decision that you made. And before we get my brother Billy on the line, on the stream, I want to just tell you two quick stories that happened. We had my brother Chris Besnett who hopped on, and Chris pulled me aside at the conference, and he told me while he was at the conference, there was this moment where
recording in progress.
He had this moment where God spoke to him and literally downloaded a strategy, an idea, while he was at the conference. And so this is a business strategy that when he told me, I was like, wow, that's amazing. And have you ever heard somebody tell you an idea that was so good you're like, why didn't I think of that? That's the kind of idea that he got just literally in the midst of being in the room. There's another story I heard from Nicole, who was at the conference, Collide Experience, the Pivot, and she had told me that while she was there all 3 days, she kept getting downloads and kept getting strategy concerning what she had already had in her hands. And she felt like she got the strategy on how to use and put to work what she had. And so it was like chef's kiss for me to hear that this event that we put on, this experience that we put on, that we curated for people to really just experience heaven on earth and also receive strategy, that it actually worked. And so I'm excited. I hope that those of you who are watching tonight, whether live or on the replay, that you also get that strategy from heaven, that you get that idea, that God idea that changes your future. And that's what I'm believing for myself. I'm believing that for you, that this next move that you make, this decision that you've made to pivot, to do something different, will alter not just your life and your future, but generations to come. Come on. Yes, I'm excited. So it's 7:09. I don't want to belabor the moment. I've got my brother Billy on, and let me pull him up here. I'm my own manager here. Here we go. Let's see if Billy is. Hold up 1 minute, 1 second. Here we go. Oh. All right, Billy. There he is.
Praise the Lord, saints.
The man of the hour.
Amen, amen, and amen.
Come on, Collide t-shirt.
Get you some merch. Get you some merch. That's y'all problem
merch.
now. Y'all not using your body to declare what the Lord hath said. I'm colliding in some things in 2026. Okay, you hear me? Do you hear? You want like one of these guys at our church used to say, "You're too near me." Not to hear me. Okay. All right.
I love that. Billy, how are you?
You know, the Lord has been kind. The Lord has been kind. I'm doing well today. I'm glad to be here with you and our viewers. So yeah, I'm doing really well. How about you?
I'm doing great. It's been a good week ever since we left conference. Oh, the people in the chat, you probably can't see it, Billy, but people in the chat are saying, "Hey, Billy, good evening."
Hello, everyone. Hey, Kiki. Hey, sincerely, CC.
Yeah.
Good to see you. While you in here, go ahead and share with your friends. You know how we get down round here. So if you have not shared the link just yet, I'm gonna need you to go ahead, put it on your page. Go ahead, send it to your auntie, your uncle, your mama, your daddy. Bring some grandmamas. We had Miss Mother Peggy Pugh, 73 years old. She got more AI agents than I do. So you know it is never too late. It's never too late.
Never too late. She was in there.
And was.
She was in there.
It absolutely was.
Love Miss Peggy.
I said, okay, Miss Peggy, listen, you get more, don't hurt them.
Right. It lets you know that it doesn't matter what your age is.
Quite literally.
You can make it happen.
People just be saying stuff to be saying stuff. But what I know for a fact is these people who are making billions of dollars and are doing it quietly, they get older than all the people on the screen right now. And so don't let yourself be fooled.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the story in the Bible where Caleb said, now, come on, give me my mountain now. Huh? You're never too old to knock some people in the head. Is that faith? I see the fire. I see the faith with the fire. Come on.
The one and only Faith Brandon, 3,700. Yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited because
not a whole Instagram day, please.
You know, one thing my sister will do, she made a really nice post about me.
Say cheese, Lawrence. I'm sharing a photo.
Okay.
I don't know what the little tongue out to the side was. Y'all pray for my health.
My sister made a post and she put my whole government name out there. I was like, Lord Jesus. My whole government.
And she know better. She work in HR. Right. Now it's 16 Lawrence Miles. Then I took a picture of you. You put it in AI that made a copy of you. And now you got singles out all over the world.
And modeling pictures. Hey. Amen. We're moving on. I'm excited because I had a chance to be a part of I signed up for this class that you have. I call it a cohort that you have for people who are taking a deep dive into AI. And so as an entrepreneur, as a person who's in ministry, as a person who's I'm trying to figure out music. I'm trying to figure out websites. I'm trying to figure out social media. I felt like I was like, I don't know where to start, how to get all of this done. I had the thought that I had to hire all of these people to do all of these things for me. And then I just had one conversation with you. And you literally said, hey, you don't need to do all of those things. You don't need to hire all of those people. In fact, there's a way that you can collaborate with artificial intelligence and make it all happen and work for you. And so we just had a class last Thursday. And I'll keep it 100. I was trying to build a website. I've been trying to build a website for the church, The Gathering Place, that I have the pleasure of leading for quite some time. And to everybody watching, in literally maybe 10 minutes, I had a full website built out for The Gathering Place after Billy walked me through how to do it. And I even made an update to add our YouTube video to the website. And that took all of maybe 10 seconds for it to be updated. And my mind has just been blown. And so I'm excited that we get to hear from you tonight. And if you're joining us on live or on the replay, do me a favor, settle yourself in so you can take in what Billy's about to share with us. I believe that it's going to change how you do. Like, look at Miss Peggy.
She in here?
Yes. Come on. I was in the house.
Not the AI photo.
It's Dr. time Peggy. To shift.
Dr. Peggy gonna hit all y'all in the head. This is crazy.
Let's go.
73 is better than AI than most of y'all. The Shift podcast. She got. Oh, I know that's right, Dr. Peggy.
Oh, that looks so good.
It does.
So we're making it happen, and so I'm excited. I hope you guys settle in. we're gonna be with you for a good time, not a long time, but
Come on.
settle in and take in the information that we're about to hear from Billy. But Billy, just real talk. Most people in this chat right now who are watching right now or on the replay have heard about AI for some time now. They see it in the headlines, they see it in newspapers, they hear about it on TV, they hear about it in conversation, and they still haven't done a thing with it. Why is the gap between hearing and doing so wide? And 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 really what's it actually costing them to stay on the fence or stay on the shore of not getting into AI?
That's a really good question. And so I would want to, for those of you on the platform, just let's take a little poll. On a scale from 1 to 10, how much have you been interacting with artificial intelligence? 10 being I build things on a regular basis, I use it every single day. 1 being I have never touched it. I'd love to just kind of start to see what we're talking about here. Now, to answer your question while we're taking that survey, and I'm taking a look on the actual live broadcast, what people always talk to me about is they want to talk to me about artificial intelligence, and I love that. But I also have almost a decade of experience in business consulting, sales. I also have an international certification from the #1 change management organization in the literal world. And I worked in change management for several years. I can train executives, I can train technologists, I can train managers. And one of the things that I learned about new things, period, not just artificial intelligence, is that however change capable you are, however comfortable you are with change, is about how fast you adopt. I'll tell you, there's this concept called a change curve, and it shows that the typical change looks like almost like a bell, goes like this, comes across like that. And on the very front of the bell is what we call early adopters, those who are on the bleeding edge and the leading edge. And these are people who like to try new things, who jump into things quickly. That's typically by age or by industry, meaning that if you are doing something that you know about, or you're still in a place in life where trying new things doesn't cost you. Then you have the general part where most people incorporate artificial intelligence or whatever that change is. And then you have that back half. And that's where we have laggards. People who, I'm not getting in this until you drag me in. You're gonna have to drag me in for me to use it. So the first reason I think people don't use it, to answer your question, it just depends on their change capability. It isn't a thing about artificial intelligence. They probably had a little bit of difficulty with software. They probably do their software updates last. The thing about artificial intelligence, though, that I try to drive home is that this is a really once in a lifetime kind of update. Now, if you're the right age millennial, you've had several once in a lifetime updates. If you're in the right place in Generation X, you've had several once in a lifetime updates. But that's typically why. It's just people not knowing how to process themselves through change. That's #1.
Yeah.
#2, fear. We talked about it at the conference. People typically have a sneaky level of fear. They don't even realize they're resisting it because they don't understand it, or they can't grip it, or they can't control it. Third is marketing. It is lucrative for me to make you nervous about artificial intelligence.
Wow.
You know why? Because then I can sell you me.
Wow.
If I was a less honest person, I would scare the crap out of you and then tell you, but listen, my artificial intelligence app is easier and safer. And then I would wrap a website around ChatGPT, and you just use ChatGPT through my website and feel like you're safe, and you're not. You're not any safer than you were before. Or I would scare you into saying yes to our cohort, right? And so that's the other thing. There was an article from Anthropic, or about Anthropic and about ChatGPT, and how, first of all, I love Anthropic. And you know what? I still love OpenAI. People don't like to hear that. But I really think that we have gotten a world change of technology that might do some evil because people are evil, but will definitely do some good because people are also good. And so I can't get mad at the person who creates dynamite so that we can make new roads when somebody takes that dynamite and blows up buildings. That's not the person's of the invention's fault. That's just where I stand it now. My stances can be flexible. Maybe I'll change my mind in the future. I doubt it, but new tools are necessary for new things.
Yeah.
And the technologies that will be birthed, the medicines that will be birthed, the things that will be birthed, in some cases, the juice is worth the squeeze. I wish people were better, but not always. So I say that to say, one of the things they've noticed about Anthropic and OpenAI and Meta does the same thing is there's an article about their newest model and how magical it is. Then there's an article that's very scary about their new tech. Somebody got threatened, somebody got blackmailed, that they didn't want to get the item shut down. And then the next thing you know, there's a model update. And so within that first month, they were talking about this new one. Remember this new Claude that we can't even give it to people. It's too powerful. And then they release the next model out. And so I have to say that you just have to understand how to read through the marketing is key.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at some of these comments. I see some 10s in there. I see some 5s and 6s. I see some 8s. I see some 0s. That's fair. I'd love to know, Jen, why you have a 0. Like, why are you not using it on a regular basis? Our green says a 3 because they use the basic usage of Copilot. Okay. I see you guys in here. So yeah, that's what I would think. And I think also it's a lack of knowledge. And so the technology industry moves so quickly that if you're not an organization that's moving quickly, which most of them are not, you're not getting the appropriate on-job training to keep you focused.
Right.
They've got you using their tools, but they're not giving you the understanding of how the tools work. And so you really have to go seek out that knowledge. And especially for my business owners out there, if you're a business owner, just drop me in the chat. I want to see you in the chat on YouTube. Just drop me because I'm curious to see, because our business owners, let me tell you something about entrepreneurs. They busy. Emails, text messages, phone calls, customers, refunds. Because you know what? Let me tell you something about entrepreneurship I learned when I left my good cushy job at Microsoft. Oh, Robo Shay. They came on into entrepreneurship following the Lord's decree on my life. If you don't kill it, you won't eat.
You don't eat.
I was working at Microsoft. If I Cadillac for a week, that check was still gonna be the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You Cadillac for a week as an entrepreneur and you don't have your system set up, you don't have your offer set up, you don't have your funnel set up, you don't have your marketing set up, quite literally. You Cadillac, if you want to, you'll be hungry. I learned that really early.
Yeah.
I learned that earlier. So that's my answer to that question for sure. Sincerely, Cece said, do you hear me busy? Yes, I hear you, woman of God. They tried to tell me I didn't believe them. Now I found out the hard way. Huh? That's why I'm thankful for artificial intelligence, because if I didn't have it,
yeah,
I don't know what I would do.
Jen, answer your question, Billy. She said, I learned about Claude at the conference. LOL, I'm out here unplugged.
Oh, you're Chris's wife.
Chris's
okay,
wife.
Answered question. Yeah. You got 8 kids at the house. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7. You got 8 at the house. I wouldn't be using it either. Huh? That's my point. Okay, we have a couple of entrepreneurs in the room. I see Tyshawn, I see Cece. That's all we got is 2. It's a couple of y'all online. That's all we got is 2.
I think we have
interact with us in the chat.
Some budding entrepreneurs as well. Sometimes it takes time to admit that you're an entrepreneur, or you have a job and you have that side hustle that's turning into an entrepreneurship fully.
Absolutely. And while we're doing this, I'm loving having a conversation with Lawrence, but I want to have a conversation with you too. So if you have any questions that you'd like to ask or any concerns that you might have about artificial intelligence, drop those in the chat. I'm keeping an eye on it with you. And so I'd love to be able to take a look at some of those things as we start to maybe get into some demonstration later and understand a little bit better. She said, Claude and I are locked in. I know me and Claude like this, y'all.
Let's get closer. I love it. Wow. So Billy, we just came out of a room full of people who made big pivot decisions at Collide, and even just in March at Brilliance Emerge, people left that room, that hotel at the beautiful Lorenzo Hotel, that came out with some great ideas. So from your seat, where does AI actually shorten the runway, if you will? So like what used to take 6 months now some would say it takes 6 days. It may not even take that long. How short is that runway getting in how we process things with AI? Yeah.
We're moving into a reality where I want to paint a picture so I can show you how quick. I want to take you to where we're going, and then I want to tell you how close we are to that. I was listening to an AI talk, a national talk, and there were some developers, some company owners, some people in entertainment, and this is what they said. You're coming into a world where you have a favorite show? Somebody drop a show in the chat for me. Tell me a show that you really enjoy watching. Because I definitely just finished Imperfect Women. I probably shouldn't say that out loud. Y'all skip episode 2 and read about it, but the rest of them, you should be pretty clear. Again, I'm gonna tell you to stay holy, but it was an amazing show. It was an amazing show. It really was very well written in that way, is what I mean when I say amazing. And so we're looking for, okay, great example. We'll just use Imperfect Women until you guys drop some things in the chat. FBI. I love FBI. Now, don't play with me. I watch FBI and I watch the spinoff about the CIA. I watch both of them. Okay?
Love it.
Dick Wolf got the corner. He got the corner on these shows. I got to give him his props. He got the corner on the show. Abbott Elementary, Reacher. Oh, I love Paradise, y'all. I got stuck on Paradise. Right when a special agent met his end and I saw who did it, it took me. I had to stop watching and I had to just get back on it. But let's use. We'll use Paradise. No, let's use Paradise. Evelyn said, how do we get in the cohort? You know what? That's a great question. I will drop a link in the chat. So let's say you're watching Paradise. Let's say you're watching Abbott Elementary, FBI, Reacher, Tracker. I love you some Tracker too. You're watching your favorite show. And it's time for the season finale. But you're not ready for the show to end. You're able to pay $15, $10 pay-per-view fee, and then type in what you want to see, who your favorite characters are, and then their AI engine creates a new episode just for you with a storyline that's most appealing to you, with the people that you want to see from. And it's not the most perfect. It's clearly not the same people, but it's good enough for you to watch and for you to enjoy. Or your son loves Spider-Man, and so your son goes on Instagram and pays the $5 Spider-Man pack, and he's able to wear the new Spider-Man costume, and he gets 20 videos generated of him in the movie with the actual actors. These are the things that we're moving towards when artificial intelligence is no more a novelty, and it is now a utility. Utility like your light bill, utility like your water bill. Think of all the things you can cook just with some water, right? Everything you boil on that stove starts with the water utility. That's the same way that artificial intelligence is moving. Now that we've talked about that, and we're talking about where are we now? We're now coming to that runway where idea to reality is 3 to 5 minutes. Wow. So Lawrence just told you I had an idea for a website. Now he's got a system set up. Now he was being generous to me in my class. He had the idea for his website. He had a start for his website. But to get it published, it did take us a good hour and some troubleshooting because AI is not perfect. People like to sell. That's the other thing. They'll either scare you into using it or they'll tell it as a panacea. Panacea is a word for like a medicine that cures everything. It's not either one of those things. It's somewhere in the middle. Takes a little work. Faster than anything you've ever seen. Still going to require a little work to get set up. But now when Lawrence wants to make an update on his website, all he has to do is go type in literally one sentence, and the website updates.
Yep.
That's where we are now. Took a little bit, but we're there now.
Yep.
And so that's something that is really powerful. So we're seeing it all across the board. We're seeing people come up with an idea for a product, an idea for a service, and they sit down, they process it with artificial intelligence, and it's ready to take money immediately. People left that class on Thursday with an idea, and they left able to take money for their idea. They left with marketable ideas. Put it in the algorithm and make some money. And that's where we're going. And so for a lot of you, I can just kind of feel prophetically, some of the people on the call, I say prophetically, maybe it's just good wisdom, good thought process, but it's almost like I can feel people who are like, I'm doing well. But in actuality, if you really graded yourself, with all of the things that you had before you, all of the ideas that you had and how much you're executing on them, you would realize that you have a bigger opportunity than you probably are giving yourself credit for.
Definitely.
Then one of the reasons is because you have a misguided notion on how hard it is. One of the things one of my old pastors used to say, he used to be my pastor, his name is Bishop T.D. Jakes, he used to say, money is easy. And I remember the first time he said that, I said, huh? Exactly. But then I started working at places like UT Southwestern with doctors and doing venture capitalist events where I would host venture capitalists to talk to doctors so they could learn how to patent and trademark and get investors for their ideas. And quite literally, these ideas were magnets, and the right idea would just money would just come. They couldn't get ready to get off of the call to give them money. And so then working with Microsoft and seeing behind the veil of these multi-billion-dollar corporations and how they get an idea, they call a few friends, there's money, and then we're off to the races. And now working with entrepreneurs who are making $1 million in a day. I helped someone last year create a community that over that year, the idea for a community and teaching people certain things grossed them $1 million in that year. It started with an idea. And so that kind of democratization is happening now.
Right.
What is the problem with that? What locks people out, or what is the accelerator? It's two sides of the same coin. It's a word called arbitrage. What is an arbitrage? Let's use the pandemic, for example. During the pandemic, everybody wanted, can you remember what's the one thing everybody needed during the pandemic, Lawrence? The one thing, start with an L. Anybody in the comments, what's that one thing? What's that one thing? Everybody was in liquid gold. Started with an L. Everybody in the pandemic wanted it because they didn't want to catch COVID. What was it?
Oh, I don't.
Lysol.
What?
Liquid gold. You want to go to the movies? You come with a whole. It was one movie I wanted to go see with one of my favorite actors. I said, listen, Lord, I don't want to catch it, but if I catch it, so be it. I took me a whole can of Lysol with me, got that chair down, got the air. Every 30 minutes, Lysol was everywhere. Lysol before the pandemic, $2. Couldn't get it on the shelf, couldn't go in no store and get Lysol. Went on Amazon, Lysol, $10 a can, $20 a can, $30 a can. Tell me I'm lying, $40 a can, because it was so important.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, the people who were selling it for $30, it did not change the cost. The value shifted. They saw what was coming. They bought hundreds of cans of Lysol. You can go, you on YouTube now. You can go on YouTube and see it. You can go on YouTube and see it right now. They bought hundreds and hundreds of cans because they thought it was going to be important. And when all the Lysol got sold, they were able to hike the price up. Now, that's not what I'm telling you to do, but that's the concept of an arbitrage, where something is valued greater than the actual cost of the item. That space is the space of opportunity. Right now, people don't understand. In our class, you were stunned. You were like, this is it. Once you learn how to do it, people don't necessarily understand how easy it is. And so when I go into a corporation and I have prepared an entire website, pitch deck, PDF, and a survey for them after the call we just had, not even an hour before, they're stunned.
Yeah.
They're wowed. It gives me a leg up. There's a quote by one of my favorite authors. Her name is Sally Hogshead. And she says, different is better than better. I don't have to have the best offer if I have the best presentation.
Correct.
I don't have to have the best offer if I have something that's so different that you no longer compare me to anyone else. And that really is where artificial intelligence is. Also applications. We see people making applications on a regular basis. Super easy to make a web app and bring your idea to reality. Dream interpretation applications, calorie counters, budget counters. One of my friends, one of our guys in our friend circle, there is a particular niche currency that every budget app leaves out. And so what he did is he made one that converts and tracks it in that currency. Over $10,000 a month as soon as he launched. The ideas and the gaps that you used to see, you now have the power to go and close that gap.
Wow.
Immediately. And that's the runway that we're working. The runway from problem to solution is shorter than we've ever seen before.
Mm.
Endless the ring, Dr. LT. I know you're right.
Wow. So Billy, you kind of touched on it a little bit um, for the person who's um, their change or their transformation is not in business, but it's a calling because ministry. How do you balance using AI as a tool without letting it replace the voice of God?
Mm.
Because I just saw Carey Newhoff. He posted an article about how people are turning to AI for their guidance spiritually, specifically Christians. How do we use AI without allowing it to take the place of God?
That's a really great question. Before we get into artificial intelligence replacing the voice of God, don't let your pastor replace the voice of God. Don't let your husband replace the voice of God. Don't let
That's
your
good.
wife replace the voice of God. Don't let your stomach replace the voice of God. Don't let your flesh replace the voice of God. Don't let your own voice replace the voice of God. These are all issues that have happened when it comes to God. Before your great grandmama knew your great grandmama knew your great granddaddy. Before that,
Mm-hmm.
the Lord said, "There's one thing I have against you in Revelations." He said, "You have left your first love."
Mm.
So before we jump into artificial intelligence, because I know some of y'all are hearing me like, I know that's right. That's your lack of change capability and your fear for artificial intelligence and your concern and discomfort and the shame you have for not being able to be first. So now you feel like you're last. The
Mm.
concern that you're going to get left behind. That's the voice that's telling you, yeah, exactly. Some of you, you're like, yes, absolutely. I don't want anything to replace the voice of God. And here's the key. You have to remember that as humans, we are historically horrible at keeping God as God.
Mm. Mm.
Horrible. So before we go there, I
Yeah.
want to make sure we recognize that artificial intelligence can often be the least of our worries. Because I guarantee you, if somebody's now turning to artificial intelligence for their spiritual guidance, there was a vacuum that artificial intelligence filled that wasn't God. Because let me tell you something, I'm not confused. As one who relies on a voice of God, I can tell that artificial intelligence cannot replace it. As an expert, I can tell artificial intelligence cannot replace it. But what I do know is God will speak through it, like he speaks through everything else.
Yeah.
Like he speaks through flowers and wind and dreams and strangers and billboards. So the answer is, how do you stop it from being replaced? By having an authentic relationship.
Come on.
One thing I tell you is, I might be able to fool you of something that's artificial intelligence when it comes to a stranger you don't know. Maybe if I make a copy of myself, some of you who don't know me very well, AI might fool you. But I guarantee you this, nobody can make an AI copy of your wife and fool you because you know her. You know her voice, you know her syncopations, you know her breath, you know her ticks, her vocabulary.
Yeah.
And so the closer you are to someone, the harder it is to create a copy. And I believe that's why God says, my sheep know my voice and another they will not follow.
Mm.
So the first thing is a close relationship.
Yeah.
The second thing is knowing what they would say. I can't fool you with what they would say if you know what they would say. Now, here's the thing. We have a whole book that shows us how God responds. It shows us his character and his language. And so that's another reason. The third thing is discernment. It's something that you have to learn to grow in, to discern the difference. And discernment is not just a spiritual gift. It's not just a byproduct of relationship, because it is also that. But it also is a filter is wisdom. There's a reason I believe that Solomon was able to bring people in a room and talk to them about an ant and show the brilliance of who God was through the story of an ant, because of his level of wisdom. The greater the level of wisdom you have, which the beginning of wisdom is the fear of the Lord, they're inextricably intertwined. Also, the Bible tells us among the seven manifold spirits of God, there is the spirit of wisdom. That means that wisdom is God and God is wisdom. And so the more you have him, the more you know him.
Mm.
The more you know him, the more you know what is not. And so that is how I would say you don't replace God. It's by having God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because what we know is, even in the original, if we go back to the garden, Eve she never was like, oh, I don't know God. She was confused about who she was.
Mm-hmm.
She was never confused about who God was. She was confused about who she was.
Right.
You will be like God, right? She was like him, hang around with him on a regular basis.
Yeah.
But an enemy came in between. And what we know is when the enemy came in between, the Lord restored what was lost. Otherwise, we wouldn't be talking about him now. I wouldn't know his name. I don't know about you, but I'm not a full-bred Israelite. So what that means is the only reason I'm welcome into the commonwealth of God right now is because of the work of Jesus. And so I say that to say, this is not supposed to be about artificial intelligence. When you don't got me on God. That's what that is. The thing that I see regularly is people who replace God with artificial intelligence already had a replacement, and artificial intelligence is just a better replacement. So your intellect was your replacement for God, and now this is smarter. Your entertainment was a replacement for God, and now this is more entertaining. Your business success was more your replacement for God, and now this is even more of that. And so that's the difference. How do you not replace God? You just simply don't replace him. Did that help? Did I answer your question?
Yeah. I'm just taking it in. That is so good. Everybody in the comments, that's good, Billy. You're teaching now. Come on, sir. Wow. So let that be your answer next time someone asks you, I don't know, AI, people trying to replace God with AI. You can't replace him.
You can't replace him. You can get a fake one. And guess what? And you can't let that be the reason. The question I have for you is, why is that such a problem for you?
Why?
Have you replaced God?
With AI.
So then why are you afraid?
Yeah.
You know, I look in the Bible, I look at Balaam, false prophet, paid to curse Israel, got to the place of cursing, opened his mouth, the blessing came out. Couldn't do it if he wanted to. So if God can use the crooked to draw a straight line, why does this scare you?
Right.
It may not be that this is replacing God. It may be that you don't know him as well as you think. It may be that that's not replacing God. It may be that, Lord, I believe, help my unbelief.
Help my unbelief.
Because when the Bible tells you by him and for him are all things made, did you believe him or did you think he was lying? Let's break it down. I wrote a paper called The God of the Algorithm, and this was at the beginning of artificial intelligence, decentralization technologies like NFT and Web3 technology and social media, when those things were intersecting. And what people forgot is they forgot God. It reminds me of when Mary misplaced Jesus. Where is Jesus? Where have I put him? Because some of us have put him in a box. And the reason I say that is when I started to talk to people about social media and these new ways of technology, it's like they get to this new door of this new technology and they forget that God has already seen this and that he has a purpose and a plan for everything that's invited or everything that's created. And so they start to think about what the enemy may do, what we may do, and this risk aversion causes us not to embrace technologies and take territory in them. Technology is a territory. And so just like everything else, we are tasked with utilizing and restoring everything back to the Lord through our lives, through our work, and through redemption. He is a God of redemption. And we forget that when new technologies came out. So I wrote a paper called The God of the Algorithm because God is the God of all. He's the God of love. He's the God of war. He's the God of peace. And he's the God of the algorithm. And I broke it down. I said, algorithms are what? What are they? Really, in actuality, they're electricity and the hearts of men, the words of men. And all of those things, the Lord is the Lord of. We don't even create electricity. We harness it. Lightning belongs to God. I look at the Old Testament and I see how scared the Israelites were when they came to the base of the mountain and God started to speak and all they saw was lightning and they heard thunder. They said, no, Moses, you go for us. We don't want no problems. We don't want no smoke, pun intended, right? And then you have the hearts of men, and Proverbs tells us that the heart of the king is in the hand of the Lord and he turns it whithersoever he will like the channels of water. And so here we see the very basis of what we refer to as an algorithm as being all things the Lord has declared, and demonstrated he is the Lord of. Because as Ecclesiastes would say, nothing is new under the sun, even artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
And so I say that to say, what are you withholding from God? Could it be that he is doing exactly what he said he would do, providing? How is he providing? By creating rivers in the desert and paths in the wilderness. You got called to an industry you don't know anything about, a wilderness. And here is a path and you don't perceive it. You got called to make business happen and I don't have the capital to go and hire these employees. And here comes a river in the middle of the desert and you don't perceive it. And why don't you perceive it? Because you listen to the threats of the enemy. Because once the Lord has provided something, he cannot take it away. All he can do is cause you to opt out. And so he tells you you're too late. He tells you it's too hard. He tells you there's no help. He tells you it's his. That's the biggest lie. Ooh, that's the devil. The devil owns nothing.
Yeah.
All he does is steal. The Bible says the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. What does God come for? To give you life and life more abundantly. So what is the difference? What is the negative? What is the space? What is the gap between life abundantly and what your life now?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, it's the theft. And so you see the thief take it and you say, oh, well, that's his car now, as opposed to calling the police. What sense does that make?
Right.
You get on your knees, you use that authority, you go in that device and you listen to the Holy Spirit. You got such a good relationship with him, you're so sure what's him and what's not. Get in front of Claude and sit in there for 30 minutes. Ramala hamala kasharabo hoshe until you get a breakthrough and see if the Lord is there or not. Because I did. I remember the first time I made more money in a day than I ever saw as a Microsoft paycheck in a month, including my bonus month. I remember. I'm not confused. I see what people are able to do with the technologies that are available. And I see the people of God waiting, so focused on the future, they forget the present. Well, the Lord will, and the Lord is.
He is right now.
Right now. Right now. Right now is a window open. While this technology is still being shaped, what it's going to be used for is still being shaped. The concrete of our current culture is still wet, and you're waiting by the sidelines with your arms crossed, saying, if the Lord wills it. When in your hand are all the tools that you need.
Yeah.
Even the Samaritan leper said, I got enough sense to go and get healed while I go. We forget about that. We forget about and I got to give a shout out to Dr. Anita Phillips. She teaches this amazing, is where I got it from. She is an amazing therapist, amazing pastor of One LA. And she gave me this revelation. She preached about it at her church service about the lepers and how the one leper comes back to God after Jesus. They all come to Jesus. These lepers are sick. And Jesus says, go show yourself to the priest. And the Bible says, as they went, they were healed. Turns out there was one leper that comes back and comes to Jesus. And Jesus says, where they're not nine. What we forget about these lepers is the one that came back was a Samaritan. The rest of them were not. What does that mean? A Samaritan at the time the Jews and Samaritans were at odds. And so there was no way a Jewish priest would welcome a Samaritan to be checked. You're not even supposed to be in the temple. We don't believe the same thing. We don't believe the same thing. So he turns back and he comes to the only high priest he knows, which is Jesus. The other ones were Jewish. They were raised in the synagogue. They knew who the priest was. This one says, how he get healed? He turned around and comes back to Jesus. What am I telling you? I am telling you that even these children who are not in the inheritance of you know where to go and what to do. And they are taking part in what was designed, I believe, for the children of God. Yeah. Let me tell you why. We're the most spiritual. We're the ones who say, believe a thing, decree a thing, and it shall be established. We're the ones who say, have faith. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. We're the one who say we can speak a thing into existence. We're the one who believes in the God that no man has seen and lived. And yet we are the ones who are on the back end of the technology that lets you sit down and talk and something appears.
Literally.
What are we talking about?
Right.
And so, listen, I'll get stirred up. I'm sorry. Listen, I forgot we was on a podcast for a second. I forgot.
I love
We
it.
don't, because I said this on one of my posts. I said, I can tell what you think about God by how well you accept artificial intelligence in this season. I can tell if you believe what he said. I can tell. I can tell if you're waiting and saying, okay, Lord, the second you show me how to get into that thing, I believe what you said so much, I know it doesn't look like it. But the second I see something that even looks like you, I'm gonna jump in. Because I know any day, one of these things is gonna be the thing. You don't even expect it anymore. And that's why you say the Lord will do it when he gets ready. It's spiritual bypassing. It's spiritual procrastination. If you want to do it, Lord, you'll do it. I talked about it at the conference, malicious compliance.
Yeah.
I'm going to wait on the Lord.
Yeah.
I'm waiting on God to do it. Bypass it. And you know what? And that's how the enemy's stealing it. You wonder how these people who don't believe in God got all that money. It's yours. It's your money. It's your opportunity. It's your business deal. And you have abdicated your throne of prominence. You have bequeathed to those who don't believe in God the thing that the Lord has declared was yours. Paid for the order, your food got to the counter, and you decided it was too far from your table. If they really want me to have it, they'll bring it to the table. And while you were waiting on the thing you were supposed to go get, somebody picked it up and you wonder what happened. And now you're mad at the Lord. You mad at the Lord. You said and you didn't. And he said, you said and you didn't. So like I can teach you all the AI tools you want to know. Sure can. I can tell you exactly where to go right now. Sure can. And if you are not willing to invest and go forward and do that what the Lord has called you to do and trust him to catch you and provide for you, it won't matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got a ChatGPT a subscription. You ain't started that business. What? So what we gonna do? What we talking about? You're not even trying.
Right.
I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all still with me? Let me know in the chat. Y'all still with me? Then it got quiet on me.
They said diving in head first. That's what Tyshawn said.
And he's a member of our church. He's a director, a leader on our leadership team. And Tyshawn really has, I've watched him embrace things. And I've watched him, I'm not gonna give you business out, but I'm watching him develop something that is going to be not only lucrative, but powerful, something that most of you have not seen before. And it started from his curiosity. And I watched him start playing and start connecting the dots and start asking questions. And he'd be like, Bill, let me get a session with you. Bill, let me ask you this. And then before you know it, what he's always been doing, the problem that he saw and the capability that he had all connected. The experience he had, the problem he saw, and the capabilities he had learned all connected. Yeah. It takes those three things to come into a point that becomes sharp and is able to change the future. But you won't even go to try. You won't go explore. You won't go kinesthetically learn. And that's the key.
That's the key. Real quick before we move into demonstration. Before we move into demonstration, we were at Brilliance Emerge. They had the I think it was the breakfast on the last day. Shout out to all the ladies and the gents who are part of Brilliance Emerge. It was David Anderson who was speaking, and I remember that my thought was like, I'm intrigued by artificial intelligence. I feel like this is the lane I'm supposed to dive into just to learn artificial intelligence. I was like, I don't know where to start. It's too vast. It's too much. It's too big. How can I learn all of this in order to be a leader in AI? And so David gave this example of he asked who in here owns a car, and I think 99%, if not 100% of everybody raised their hands. And he said, well, who here has ever been in a horse and buggy? And not many hands rose up. And he gave the example of how there was a time before cars ever existed that the main way of transportation, even before trains, was by horse and buggy. And how there were people who simply, their job was to not control all horse and buggies or manufacture all horse and buggies. There's just one person who just simply fixed the wheel on the buggies, and they did that, and they did it successfully, and they took care of their family, and they took care of their children's children, because they found their lane in 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 that era and that time. And what would you say, Billy, to the person who was like me, because I'm not there anymore? Like, it's so big, it's so vast. Where do I start? What would you tell that person who's watching?
I would say, first of all, I would give you the same advice that AT&T took when I was working at AT&T for a while. I remember when I worked for AT&T, I wrote sales strategy from Canada to Mexico. I managed retail locations, wrote sales strategy for that location, and I quickly became known for being able to write strategies that help people understand the new things that they launch. So you know how now you go to a store, any cell phone store, and you don't pay $199 anymore. You pay a monthly subscription on your bill, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I helped launch the first of those plans. AT&T was the first to do it, and I helped launch the first ones. And when they launched, I was the number one salesperson who had it, not in my store, not in my city, not in my region, not in my state, but in the nation. And so all of a sudden, I was at a very small store in what they considered was one of their lowest um, premium stores, and all of a sudden, the regional meeting was at my store because I was there.
Mm.
And they asked me, how did I do that? And so I did it for them with that. They launched something else. They bought a company called DirecTV. Maybe you've heard of it. And when they did that, we did the same thing. We wrote a strategy for their business, strategy for their sales, strategy for their marketing that made us, our store, number one. And so then I wrote it for the company again. So the last time that I got an opportunity to do this was very confusing for me. AT&T started selling insurance, started selling not insurance, but security systems.
Oh yeah.
So I'm in this meeting learning about this thing called Digital Life, and I'm listening to these executives talk about it, and I'm like, hold on, what? I have a question. Our headquarters are downtown. I have a question. This seems like not phones, insurance company. I mean, it's a security company, and I don't understand. I mean, how are we going to beat Brinks, and how are we going to beat ADT, and how are we going to beat Divot? Like, this is a huge competition, and I will never forget what that executive said. And I hope every single person on y'all hear this. Every single person on this. Every single person on this. When you watch it on the replay or live, every single person, write this down. I don't need the whole pie. I just need a slice.
Mm.
Oh, it blessed me and taught me something in business that a Harvard business. I didn't have to go to Harvard to get this. He said, I just want to disrupt the market and get a piece. He said, I don't need the whole $100 billion market. I just need a couple million out of that thing. You don't need the whole $1 million company. You're just trying to get your $200,000. A lot of you, if you got a 40% increase in the money that comes in your house, it will quite literally change the way you move.
Yeah.
And so here you are again, it's a form of change resistance. You're resisting change by listening to the thought that says, how are you going to get all of this? I don't need to get all of this. If I figure out how to make websites real good, I can sell 10 of those a month. Do it in 5 minutes and be done.
Yeah.
That's all. You have to think about what you need. Quit worrying about the whole size. You don't ever go home and wonder, now, okay, now how many gallons of water is in the reservoir for my city? You ain't worried about that. You turn on the tap and get some water for your cup and go about your business. Now we get artificial intelligence. You want to learn what is a RAG and how does the recall system work? Then how many servers they got at Claude and how many GPUs are they using? That's not none of your business. You just need a slice.
Just need a slice.
You hungry and worried about how much bread they got at the grocery store. You need your loaf. So if you start from what you need, not what there is, then what you will find is you have more than enough to accomplish what you need.
Come on.
And what you need as that grows will increase what's there. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah.
And so trying to wrap your head around everything, you can't wrap your head around everything, and it's not supposed to. And so while you try to figure out how everything works, it's these 21-year-olds going out here and say, I remember this one guy made he's like, calorie counting apps are ugly. And you can't upload a picture. I got to search through the bar. You know how easy it is to get AI to look at something? I'll answer your question. When's the last time you went into Chat GPT and put a picture in there and got it to change? That's how easy it is to get AI to look at something. He went and got that API, put it on top of a calorie counter that was already there, and he is making millions of dollars for a calorie counter that you can take a picture of your food to tell you what's in there. Because he wasn't worried about what the capabilities are, what they're called. He said, how do I do this one thing? This one thing. This is the season of single solution strategists. If you can find one solution you can provide, you can replicate that solution 100 times, a million times. Some of y'all don't need to be building a Walmart. Some of y'all need to be building a corner store.
Come on.
Some of y'all don't need to be worried about becoming Brahms. You don't need to become Bluebell. You need to become the ice cream truck. And that ice cream truck will pay you enough for you and your kids and your kids' kids. So that's how you do it. You start about what you need and you work your way backwards from that. And that's when you start to see the success that you're looking for.
Single solution strategist.
Absolutely. Wow. Somebody just put it in the comments. Type the word slice in the comments. Let me see if y'all still with us. Slice. I just want a slice. Lord, just give me a slice. I just want a slice of the pie, Lord. I can't even stew it the whole pie. Just give me a slice. Lord, I'm hungry right now.
And don't let me have a slice. The whole pie.
Some of y'all are trying to come up with whole industries, and some of you will, things that have never been seen before, and some of you will, but some of you have ideas for how to make something that already exists is better. Why? Some of y'all are going to spend the time in the kitchen to make a pie from scratch, make the crust from scratch, boil and crush the fruit and make the pie. But some of y'all just need to go get a slice of a pie that's already made.
Yeah.
Some of y'all just need a slice of what's already made. You just need a slice of what's already, well, people are already doing that, Billy. And the last time I checked, I can get a Toyota Century from a car lot, or I can get a Rolls Royce. Imagine if Toyota said, we're not going to make cars because Rolls Royce already is.
Yeah.
A lot of y'all wouldn't have a car because you wouldn't be able to afford it. So who's waiting on your affordable option? Imagine if Toyota said, we got a maximum. What do I need a RAV4 for? What do I need an SUV for? Imagine some of y'all are going to be, it's going to be a size solution. Yeah, somebody else got it, but your size is what's going to be what they needed.
Yeah.
Imagine somebody saying, well, imagine Elon Musk saying, I don't need what am I gonna make a Tesla for? They already got gas cars. And so now we got people who can live in the middle of nowhere where there is no gas because there's always sun. So for some of you, the way they use the solution will be different. Some people will use your solution just because they like you.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you what I tell in almost every class that I do. The future, because people get nervous once they start realizing how fast and how easy it is to do things. They're like, okay, well, how is my solution not going to be replaced by the next one? I said, let me tell you something. I worked with influencers for quite a bit of time. The clients that I have had reach over millions of people, the people that I've helped with. And I'm going to tell you this. People do business with people who they know, they like, they trust.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
Your biggest focus right now over the next couple of years before it's too late is to get as many people who know you, like you, and trust you as possible. While you over here pontificating on the sidelines, you are behind. Yeah. And you're about to have to run much faster because you won't get started. At least start walking on the track. I don't need you to start running yet. I just need you to get in. Because what I'm telling you is that there is going to come a time where the ability for you to gather an audience you will have to pay for it, or it will be impossible. We are on this last wave of being able where anybody can do anything, because as these systems become so set with artificial intelligence, right now you can go around systems, you can make your own systems. In a second, the technology level will be so solid that it'll be so hard for you to jump from one wealth form to another. Think about it. It's harder now to create wealth in some ways than it was 50 years ago. If you have the right things, right? Now, a lot of people have the right things and it's hard. Same thing with industries, right? It's harder to become a breakout artist when there's millions of them. Mm-hmm. But what I'm telling you now is you want to start the run now. You want to start to learn now. Reese Witherspoon was talking about this on her platform. And indicative of the times. People ate her up alive. She said women have got to start using artificial intelligence, because if you don't, it won't know you and you won't know it. And you're locking yourself out of future wealth and future opportunities by not understanding now, because technology is harder to learn the farther it advances.
Yeah.
The farther it advances. I wish I had paid more attention in HTML code classes when I was in high school, because I would be exponentially better at artificial intelligence than I am now. But I didn't. I did what I needed to do to get out of there. It's fine. It's going to be fine. I'm not going to be building websites anyways. And look at
Right.
us. Now, everybody wants to be a website developer. I'm saying that to say, learning how to use technologies and start to incorporate them now, it'll just make it easier and faster for you to jump on the next technology the next time. The reason I'm able to teach these classes to people now, the reason I'm able to help people now, is because I embraced it earlier. So I'm not learning everything. I'm just learning updates. I'm not learning everything all over again. I'm just learning what's new. And it's exponentially increasing my capability and my understanding. So if there's anything I can tell you now, figure out what solution you want, and then learn. Okay, thanks, Apple. Oh my gosh, how do you turn this off? And think about what you want to learn. Think about what you want to do, and then go and start to do it. Start to explore. Find somebody who can walk you through things and teach you things and upskill you. Education is key. Knowledge is key. And our people perish for the lack of knowledge.
I love that, Billy. Can I turn it over to you so you can do a little demonstration if you don't
I would love
mind?
to do a little demonstration. I would love to hear from the people in the audience. Tell me some things that you would like to learn, or some problems that you're having, or some problems that you feel like you need to get solved, or some things you'd like to learn about. And I would love to kind of address some of those things. This is a great opportunity with the Pivot Conference, and I talk about things on a regular basis. And artificial intelligence is very expansive. So if you want to start dropping some comments in the chat, that'll be great. Is there anything in particular, Lawrence, that you would like to see before I jump in?
That's a great question that I didn't think about. Uh, I think, can we answer this question while people are actually dropping in? I know I started with using Chat GPT, and I call it my good friend Chat. Um, then I discovered Claude because of you.
Oh, wow.
You
Okay.
talked about Claude, and you said the reasons why you use Claude. Can you just real briefly um, speak to why you personally prefer Claude over Chat?
Oh, sure. So the first thing is, I enjoy Claude over ChatGPT. I started using both of them at the same time around the pandemic, around 2020, 2021. And the thing that I really enjoyed about them was, they both do things really well. Don't get me wrong. Right now, ChatGPT is one of the best image generators you can use. And maybe I'll do a demonstration of some image generation for a second. And I saw a lot of different higher levels in the numbers when we took the score earlier. And a lot of you were saying that you use it on a regular basis, but ChatGPT has its benefits, Claude has its benefits. Here are the things that I've learned about Claude so far. Claude is great when it comes to writing. It's one of the best that I have found when it comes to writing. And the reason that is because Claude has some options around how you are able to use it with writing when it comes to voice. But also, I believe it's because of Claude's original agreement with people. Their original contract was a safety contract. They had said, we want to provide something that is ethical and protective of humans. Now, we know companies evolve, things evolve, but one of the things that I have found with Claude is when I'm writing or reviewing writing, it's really great. The second thing is, I have found Claude to be one of the best in class coders on the face of the planet. So when it comes to code, it's key. Now, one of the things I teach in every single one of my classes is everything is code. You're watching me right now, but you're not actually seeing me. You're seeing a code representation of me. My camera is capturing an image of me, and it's being turned into zeros and ones and pixels and code and all the things, and it's being recreated on your computer wherever you're finding me. Why is that so important? Because if you understand that everything is code, and I tell you that there is a tool that will code for you, what does that tell you? That almost anything is possible. And that's one of my favorite quotes. It's by Picasso, and it says, it's just about anything you can imagine. is real. And so that's another reason I like Claude, because it's all connected and it does those coding. And I find it to be just phenomenal at writing and phenomenal at coding. So I see some people dropping some comments in the chat. Marketing yourself for any self-employment. Now, who is Claude? All righty, I see. Okay. Where can, oh, pop that question back up for me, Lawrence? I'm not looking at, I can't see the, where can we start, like, learn to create my own website? Okay, we just taught that class the other day. So I'm getting some really good points. Now, who is Claude? I see that question as well. So let's do this. I need to learn how to market myself as a VA. How did I both say? Come on, VA. We love a VA. We love a VA. Lord, no, I mean, I'm thinking about Kiki myself. I need a VA myself, huh? So let's take a look really quickly. I'm gonna pop up my screen. Give me 1 second. We'll do some demonstration. And I actually already have and I'll show you one of my favorite websites as well. Mine. Okay, here we are. Got some demonstrations for you. Thank you guys for being patient with me. So let's take a look at Claude. Let's take a look around and let's build something together, shall we? Where's my Zoom window? And here we go. All right. Batten down the hatches, y'all. Here we come. So now that we've got this is Claude. For those of you who have not seen Claude before, Claude is a artificial intelligence tool from a company called Anthropic. It is similar to a ChatGPT, which is owned by OpenAI. Claude has recently come into light because Claude has the ability for you to go in. Claude actually denied the federal government the opportunity to be able to utilize their tool for autonomous weapons. And when that happened, that kind of shot them into prominence currently. But Claude is a really great tool. So one of the things about Claude is, if you're using Claude currently and you don't have the desktop app, you're missing out. In the desktop app, we have the ability to go right to chat, right to co-work, and right to code. And so I have the ability to code things live. Oh, we're waiting on him to show the screen.
One
okay,
second,
give me
Billy, sorry.
No problem. As a matter of fact,
here we go.
You got it?
See, show source.
Because I can always do one of these bad boys. Oh, is that helpful? Can y'all see it now?
Yeah, love that.
Is that working for you guys?
Perfect. Oh, nope. Hold on. Un momento, Billy.
While we're doing that, I would love to know in the chat how many of you are currently using Claude and how many of you are currently using ChatGPT. That'd be great. Oh, you got me. Great. Gotcha. Excellent. Okay. Perfect. Let me move this out of the way. It's coming, you guys. Oh, well, I guess it's a little bit behind on the live stream. So by now you already see it. I got to get that newscaster effort. So we love code as well. You have the ability to code things on a regular basis. So one of my favorite people that I get to help on a regular basis, his name is Pastor James. And so what we're going to do is we're going to show you how easy it is to create a carousel. So I'm going to go to this carousel. I'm going to go here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here. I'm going to go and say, I'll go remake one that I've already made. So let me go here, copy. And so what he'll do sometimes is he'll say, oh, here are some notes from a sermon, or here are some of the, I'll take a transcript down and copy it down. So I just want to show you how easy it is to create something. I'm going to do that really fast. You see, I didn't give it a prompt or anything else. And this is what happens when you build systems for yourself on a regular basis. I drop that writing. Let's see how long it takes. Now, remember, I told you everything is code. Everything is code. What does that mean when I say everything is code? I mean, everything that you see online is code. So what that means is if I can see it online, then I can code it. And if I can code it, That's great. So here we go. It's talking about something I had already. So let's say I want to do the give it an option. It looks at the notes because it already knew the message from earlier. Earlier, it gave me A, B, C, D, E. Based off of that message, it gave me 4 different options to pick from on what we were going to create from a carousel point of view that are based in that message. So it gave me some examples here, some plans and some arcs, and I can pick which one I want. So now I'm picking option B. And right now, what it's doing is it's coding. Now I'm gonna tell you this. Somebody I showed this to earlier, this is Claude. And when I was showing somebody this earlier, they said to me, Billy, so your Claude has access to your Canva? And I said, no. And they said, well, how is it making carousels? I said, well, when you know everything online is code, you recognize that when you're using Canva, even though you're dragging and dropping and you're typing and uploading and moving things around and changing the color, you're clicking buttons, but on the back end, it's coding. And so what I'm doing here is I'm allowing Claude to code for me. It's coming up with the structure. It's coming up with the color, and it's going to spit out in just one moment a carousel for me. I want to just see by raise a comment in the chat, just drop a me in the chat. If you could sit and talk for 30 seconds and get 10 carousels for your Instagram, if that would help you. If that would be helpful for you, say me. If you could train your Claude to make carousels for you, say me if that would be beneficial for you. Because here's the thing. I'm showing y'all how to code it. I'm doing his manually because his what he provides to me is he provides it when he needs it just in time. And that's until we can build his own. Of course, we'll be building it for him so he can do this on his own. But it was just a quick kind of spin around and I wanted to show him. But the other thing is in Claude, there's a thing called routine. So while this is building, I'm going to slip out really quickly while it's building in the background. There's this thing called routines in chat and in Claude. And what it will do is it allows you to create a routine that's kicked off by a schedule. So I could go into new routine. Local meaning run this new routine on my computer. Remote meaning run it in the cloud so my computer can be closed. I can go in here and say, create a carousel based off of the top artificial intelligence news of the day at 9 a.m. and send it to me in my Gmail or put it in my Google Drive. And it will do it. And so now I have the ability to put this on autocorrect. And there's even other ways for you to go in and connect other connectors that will create things for you. So I say that to say the possibilities with Claude are endless. And I'm just really waiting for this. It takes a couple of minutes typically. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Looks like it's almost done. And so I love this because it counts, right? So in 3 minutes, it was able to create that 15 slide carousel. Right now, it's exporting the carousel into a folder on my computer. And I'm about to go in that folder in a second and pull that carousel out. And I'm going to actually send it to, well, I probably won't text it to him. I don't want y'all reading my text messages, but I'm going to send it to him after this because the carousel was super easy. Now, raise your hand if you think you can make a 15 slide carousel in 3 minutes.
I wish.
Raise your hand in the chat. Some of y'all good. Some of y'all done took, some really great classes. But in a second, and in less than 5 minutes, I have a 15 slide carousel ready in Claude. This is one of my things that I love on a regular basis. I can show you some other apps. I can show you some other connectors, but this one's already done. Now, how was it able to do that for me and why? Was because I created a structure that worked for me and I created it and taught it how to do it. So boom, it's done. And I can ask for D right now. All right, so let's go in and take a look at it. Oh, Lord, please don't let one of my crazy files be open. All right, great. Excellent. There we go, from Head Start. And we're gonna go here, and we're gonna go gallery. Let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at that carousel. The doctrine of adoption. You can know God loves you and never feel it. The longest journey in the Christian's life is the 12 inches between your head and your heart. Now remember, all I did was drop the sermon in, but creating a hook, coming up with the color scheme, and then knowing how to align the message in a way that makes you want to scroll. If you saw that on Instagram, would you swipe past? Would you want to see the rest of that carousel? Say yes if you would read the rest of the carousel. Say no if you wouldn't. I just want to see who's in there because that to me will catch my attention. Head, 12 inches, heart. Most of us memorize the truth in our minds and never let it migrate to our chest. Information sits up top. The Holy Spirit is the one who carries it down, bringing in the Holy Spirit. Head knowledge, what it sounds like. So here's another thing. This looks like a line that's probably supposed to be under there. So that's another reason I say you always have to review what happens. Slide 3 is a little off. That line probably needs to be up because I don't understand why that would be struck through. And then heart revelation, what it sounds like, right? And so then it gives me the information, the bridge. What is the bridge between information and revelation? And then Ephesians, here's a scripture, it gave me scripture, and it highlighted the pertinent part of the scripture. 3 reasons why it never drops. Why are 3 reasons that it never makes from your head to your heart? So here's the problem. Then on top of that, what is the move? Oh, it's supposed to get scratched. See, look, I'm about to tell AI it did something wrong and it's doing it right. Stop just studying, start asking. So it's this concept of like not letting it just be in your head, but also in your heart. Open the same verse you've read 50 times and then say, Holy Spirit, take this off the page and put it in my chest. Wow. When it drops, what happens? What's the promise? Oh, and also, we'll be live this Wednesday. And here is our Instagram handle. That all happened in 5 minutes.
Wow. Wow.
5 minutes. Now, let me tell you why this is amazing. Because if I connect what this was able to do through Claude, Claude has something called an API. What that means is I can connect Claude to any process, any automation, any website I want, and I can have it do that. So I'm gonna give you another example. If I was trying to sell you something, let me tell you what I would do. AIcarousels.com. Now, you just saw me make that carousel with my $20 a month AI subscription. Y'all saw that, right? Comment yes in the chat. I'm about to show you the game so you don't get fooled. Okay? Type yes in the chat. If you just saw me, you saw me. I use Claude. That is available at $20 a month. All right? All you need is the intellectual property. You need to learn how to do it, right? Okay, now come with me. This website is called AI Carousels. Please don't go make a subscription, y'all, because I'm going to show you why. No offense to the AI carousels. I love AI carousels. Don't get me wrong. Please don't sue me. But the reason why I personally no longer have a membership to this carousel page is this carousel page that they're going to get my login, get my information, and start making carousels for is just using an API and some technology on the back end. That's it. So if I decide I want to remove the watermark, look at this. You either are going to let me make this and put my name of my company at the bottom, or you're going to pay me $14 a month. You paying me $14 a month for what's included in your $20 subscription because you won't learn it, because you won't come to a class and learn how to do it. And I guarantee you this, every tool that you're using, just about, there are a few that it makes sense that you would use someone else's because it would be much harder to do on your own than it's worth it. But what you're going to find is that companies, people, 25-year-old, 35-year-old, people who have knowledge like me, go and make a pretty website. And all it is this on the front and all of the knowledge I just showed you on the back. You're requesting a certain thing, Claude is building on the back end and bringing it back to you.
Wow.
So this man making hundreds of thousands of dollars off of something that's available to you for 20, counting on the fact that you will not necessarily take the time to get what's here. I'm gonna stop right quick. I know it's hard for you to share everything. I'm sorry, Lawrence. I'm gonna switch over.
No, you're good.
Bring me on back. Bring me on back. Bring me on back. Because I had to stop. I want you to look at me directly now. I should have gave you a warning. I did. Let me tell you something. What you do not build in this season, you will buy it. You got 2 options: build it or buy it. And I'm telling you across the board, what I am sensing is I am sensing that the Lord is bringing us back into a place of being self-sufficient and self-reliant on Him. He is bringing us back into a place where we learn how easy it is to provide for ourselves so that we don't put all of our resources, all of our time, all of our trust, all of our faith in these middlemen companies who are selling you comfort in exchange for your livelihood, for your identity, for your property, for your IP, all of those things you're giving away so you can be comfortable. You're giving them away so you can be ignorant. It does not make sense. That is too easy to set up. It ain't gonna take you much but 2 hours for you not to set something up that you can use on a regular basis and save some money. You can cancel that $20 on Canva and invest it.
Yeah.
You can cancel that $20 on Adobe and invest it. But you won't sit down and learn. And so you see something that's $500, you see something that's $1,000, you go, oh my gosh, but you're not recognizing that this is the basis of your service. This is the basis of the money. You're gonna make that money back by learning how to do it. Or keep paying these people. And then I don't want to hear your mouth when it increases, the subscription increases. I don't want to hear your mouth when you see somebody else's idea look like yours, because you're giving it away. Build it or buy it. Build it or buy it.
Build it or buy it.
Giving all of your purchase power away to these large companies, and they're making decisions that you don't like, and they're affecting your livelihood, and they're completely the other side of the world, of the nation, that you're not putting two and two together. That $100 million that they're spending on whatever you wish they wouldn't spend, you would wish people weren't spending it on. It's your money. Mm-hmm. You can build something of your own. There are some people who said, Billy, I don't care what you say. I don't mind paying $100 a month. I don't mind paying the $200 a month. And that's great. So what would it look like to pay somebody in your community that $100? What would it look like for a church to pay you? And they know where their money is going, and they know where their seed is going, but you won't stand up and say, I can, or I'm willing to help you build it. And so they give into places that are not Christian, and they take that money you're spending and they spend on things against your own livelihood, because you don't recognize how easy it is, because you won't learn, because you don't believe the scripture when it says my people perish for their lack of knowledge. So lack of knowledge ain't a problem to you. That's not a deal breaker. Somebody wearing the wrong skirt, you yell from the rooftops and write a post. But your lack of knowledge you let sit there unconfronted.
Come on, Billy.
And it's that I believe the Lord is after in this season. Because where is revival coming from if the people won't get together and do something? And what I will tell you is, if we are not more active as Christians, and just as people who want to see betterment of society, if we're not better at building, the people who don't mind building will build something against what we're trying to get. You wonder why the walls are closing in? Mm-hmm. Because you're in somebody else's house.
Yeah.
Because you won't build it. And now here we are. The last 5 years has been the easiest, fastest way to build anything you want, and you won't do it. You sit on YouTube videos and you listen, and you cook while you listen, and you eat while you listen, and you listen to while you're in the car, and you say, ooh, that was good, and you wipe the sweat off your brow, and you go right back to doing the same thing. So if you're interested in learning how to build something for yourself, I'm just curious who I'm in the room with. Type the word build in the chat. I'm watching. Type the word build in the chat. If you're interested in learning tools that can help you build something for you, but not just for you. That's our problem in the West. We only focus about ourselves, but for your family. And that's the other problem. We don't think about our family and not the families that are connected, but for your community. Yeah. If you're willing to be a resource for you, your family, and your community, type build in the chat. I want to know who's here. I want to know if I'm in a room with some builders. I want to know if you're in the, I want to know if I'm in the room with some people who say, I can build. And before y'all start logging off, when you type the word build, ain't nothing coming. It's not going to send you a link. I'm just trying to understand who it is. Look, the viewers dropped. They plummeted.
Literally from 40
Literally,
to 20.
10 people dropped off as soon as I said type build. I ain't selling you nothing unless you want to be sold. I'm just curious. That's almost all of y'all in the room.
Yeah.
That's almost all of y'all in the room. And so let me show you something else. That's a matter of fact while I'm here. Since y'all stayed, the other people thought I was going to sell them something and they ran for the hills. I said, Lord, bless the people of God. Bless the saints. Bless them, Jesus. So I'm going to share another thing with you that I did recently. And this was one of my favorite things I got the opportunity to do to help a client who is an excellent doctor. He is absolutely amazing. He knows his stuff. And he created a brand new surgical procedure that did not exist. And when he did that, what he did was he created this process where this surgery that used to take days or weeks for you to recover from a lower back surgery only takes a laparoscopic surgery in a couple of days and you're back to normal. He came up with the process and procedure and the screw that you need and the process you go through. I'm amazed at medical advice. But here's the thing: he's not very technologically savvy. His words, not mine. He's working on it, but he just needs some backup because he's always traveling the world teaching people these new techniques. And so I told him, I said, okay, well, I'll help you build your own personal application. I want you to see this story and see where in your life you could use this benefit, but who in your life will benefit from this. So I built him, and it's not crazy. It's not nothing crazy. Okay, I'm sharing my screen again. I'm so sorry, man of God. There you go. Fast. Okay. He said, I got it now. It's not nothing crazy. It's simply a record, upload a voice memo. We created a prompt and a tool that already has the ability for it to transcribe everything that he types. And then it creates a newsletter and a LinkedIn post for him to be able to post. And then he can review and edit it. And then if he likes what he sees, he can click the one button and it'll publish his newsletter to his platform. Wow. So let's show you how it works. I think I got something in here.
It looks incredible.
I designed it with Claude. Let me do this really quickly. So I can choose or create a newsletter draft. It's going to transcribe that audio. Right now, it's connected to a tool on the back end that's transcribing. Now it's connected to another tool that's analyzing the key points. Now it's crafting the newsletter based off of how we taught it to think. And now it's polishing that final draft so that it can show me what it's got going on. It's going to let me review it. And one click, I can publish it. Now, I'm obviously not going to publish it to the advanced platform. But what I want to show you when it gets done publishing is, and this is going to be interesting because it's designed to give him medical. Well, I did not give him a medical transcription just now. So it'll be interesting to see how it develops it. Right, just a slice. Imagine a smaller church that their pastor was wanting to get more things out of there. He's got the words of life, but doesn't know how to do this. Imagine walking in and providing him this capability personally and walking out and leaving him with the possibilities of what you can build and when you can build are endless. And that's one of the things that is so important to me is making sure that people are aware. While that's loading, I was rebuilding my own website. So I built this website a long time ago. I threw it up so quick a couple of years ago because I needed a website real fast for something I was doing. It has all of my services on it. It has my media articles, all my articles that I've been published in magazines and the new U.S. Business News, New York Weekly, all these different articles that are about artificial intelligence. And right now, I'm currently building another site. And I can continue to upload and change the website as long as I like, as many times as I like. This is not costing me any money. This is not costing me waiting on someone. It moves as fast as I want it to. And if I like this design and I want to change it later, I can. Because with one line or two lines, I can go create something else. And so this is the strategy that I want you to think. You used to say, it's still thinking I was long, but I gave it like a 1 hour newsletter. It usually takes 30 seconds. That's why I want you guys to be aware of the capability for you to build things. It actually isn't very hard. It can be done really quickly. I talk about my 9-week intensive in here. You have the ability to do that. I have all of my articles in here. And so there's a capability for you to build whatever your heart desires. Whatever you need, you can build it. And easily, quickly. And so that's why I tell people all the time, do you have a web application? Here's my question for you. Comment it in the chat. What is a problem, a difficulty in what you do for a living that you might be able to solve? What is an idea that you might be able to bring to market? What is a capability that you would like to see changed? And then you do it. Sincerely, Cece said, you made that site with Claude? Yes. The site you're looking at right now, I made with Claude. Claude in my brain. A couple of assets too. And it still needs some work. Don't get me wrong. Don't come from my head, all you website builders and editors. But what I'm saying is for the average person, for you to be able to come to a place. Because remember, everybody's thinking big and I want to take the whole, no, 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 no. Do you own your name? Can I go right now and buy your name and say whatever I want to say about you? There's a company that I used to work with that I helped out, and that's what they do. They watch football players that are getting some renown as in high school, and the people who look like they're gonna get drafted at the top of the draft, they go buy their name for $2 on GoDaddy. Let's say, I don't know football players. Let's say Devin Edwards, #1 draft pick. They going out and buying his name, $2.65 on GoDaddy. So then he get a $6 million contract, $12 million contract, $38 million contract, depending on what sport you're playing. And then he gets ready to go make a website. Well, guess what? Somebody owns the website. So guess what they got to do? Pay this man. And so now he says, well, according to the market value for this domain, it's worth $50,000. You don't even own your own name. You don't even realize how valuable your own name is. You won't go make your own website. What's up with that? It's taking a long time, child. What's up with that? Why won't you do it? So I want to see right now, show of hands in the chat. Say me if you literally have a website that's your first name and your last name or your business name. No, let's do just personal name. Personal name. If you own your personal name right now, say so in the chat. Let me tell you why that's important.
Billy, are you saying do we own our personal name outside of a domain or as a domain?
As a domain, do you own, if your name was Kerry Washington, do you own kerrywashington.com? Because if you don't, I don't want you to be convinced, I don't want you to be upset when somebody can't Google you and find out exactly. A Dallas-based digital transformation strategist, consultant, and speaker focused on helping businesses adopt emerging technology like AI and blockchain. Known as a kingdom innovator, he specializes in bridging the gap between faith-based organizations and modern technology with experience, aiding both startups and Fortune 100 companies. That is absolutely who I am. First link, me, my LinkedIn. Now, the reason my first link is my LinkedIn, I'm gonna tell you why. A, LinkedIn has a bunch of traffic. B, because I did not build my website in time. So when I was getting interviewed by people, when I was doing these interviews, I was giving them my LinkedIn. When I could have been driving traffic to my own website, which is why it's number 2. It's not number 1, but it's number 2. Number 3 is an article I just had. Number 4 is an Instagram post that he just did for me. And now these other people start showing up. I'm still working on the whole page. I'm gonna get the whole page before the end. Key details. What would it be like for you to have this kind of information readily? What if Google was advertising for you? What if every AI tool was first step, buy your name, make a personal website. Buy your name, make a personal website. That quick. As a matter of fact, let's say I wanted to do a $99 class on helping you make a website. Let's see how fast I could stand up that offer. Who wants to do that with me right quick? I'm gonna show you right quick. When you have your system set up correctly, I have a whole system set up correctly. Project, not environment. I have a whole system set up already. So if I go right here to my Mind Your Business Academy, I have a whole folder, I have a whole system, I have prompts in here, I have skills in here, I have connectors in here, I have set my cloud up, so all I have to do is ask for one thing. I'm going to sell the ability, I don't want to do it in this one, I'm gonna do it in my other design, which is darker. I'll do that one, that's what I feel like doing today. I'm going to sell a exclusive, I can spell, I promise, offer for people to come to a 2-hour class to learn how to build websites for their personal brands and businesses. And you come up with design and copy based on what you know, and give them the ability to pay for it. Pay 90. I'm gonna do $99. We'll do not pay $99 to join. I know it's worth more, but it's a special offer. While we do this, I'm going to answer a few questions in the chat, so feel free to drop some questions down there, and I will be answering them. If you're interested in learning more about this, I will tell you why this is happening. I don't do no whole bunch of extra, but
Billy, Melissa said that Claude helped her create her own CRM, and she loves it. And she's able to send contracts to be signed.
And I'm telling you, you can make anything. And so that's one of the things that we're doing over the next 9 weeks. Lawrence is in there. If you're in the call right now, if you're on the YouTube video and you're currently in one of my sessions or in one of my communities, just drop me. I'm in the community. Drop that in the chat for me. But that's exactly what we're doing over the next 9 weeks. We're teaching people how to build live professional websites, optimizing their LinkedIn and their resume, but also for business owners, optimizing their portfolio and their pitch decks. We're creating virtual copies of you for your social media, also for your phone lines, creating phone agents for you, email agents for you, professional headshots for you, getting your AI assistant stood up. One other thing that I really love is a content engine for your voice. So what would it be like to put everything, kind of like what you just saw me do with Claude? Because Claude knows so much about me, I have a great sense of your design system now. I'll build a new landing page for the 2-hour website building class using your existing brand and aesthetic. It knew all of my all of my fonts, all of my colors, all of my vibe, but with new copy tailored to this specific offer. The reason I'm able to do that is because I have set my Claude up with the right appropriate skills, with the right capabilities, with the right systems, with the right folders, with the right documents, and trained it. So I don't have to do all that prompting y'all be seeing. I still have a prompting guide for people using prompts. I don't have to do that anymore because I have my system set up in Claude. All I have to do is ask for what I want and it comes. I want to teach you how to do that. I want to teach you how to send Claude out to find leads for you and bring them back for you. Similar to what Melissa was talking about here, I built a CRM, a client relationship manager, a system that has all of my clients in there, who owes what process they're in, what step they're in so far, all of those things. And you can add to it anytime, you can change it anytime. So we see some of the people are in the communities right now in the comments. We're going to do a published book by the end of that 9 weeks. And I'm also giving them some additional prompts to create their system. And so if you'd be interested in something like this, I'm just curious if you're in the room. I'm going to go back and finish teaching. Don't worry. It's thinking anyways, y'all. It's still thinking, taking a couple of minutes to create. I can come down here and you can see what's being created. It's creating. It's almost done. It's coding. Oh, it's done. That fast. It's done already. So let's pull that over and take a look. Look at that. I can drop, look, I have, this website is set. I can go right now and put this out and let you, I have my Stripe connected to this. So where I take money from, I could quite literally, it even did a strikeout. It said it's really worth $297. He giving it to you for $99. I can give you this right now and you can pay $99. I can tell Claude where to send you at the end and you can be in my class. That's how fast it is. So for some of y'all, you got skills and you don't have a way to monetize them. You wonder where your check is, it's in your head. You wonder where your car payment is, it's between your ears. And I'm speaking from experience. I'm speaking from experience because some of the people are in my communities. They're in the thing that I developed with artificial intelligence from the knowledge and the revelation I received. And now they are giving things to me and I am giving things to them and their life is getting better. That's why we're on this podcast right now.
That's why we're here.
You're on a podcast with me right now because Lawrence experienced something that was in my head that I used artificial intelligence to make real. And it made his life and his business better. Am I lying, Lawrence?
You're not lying. I just made $1,000 last week.
Oh, well, I didn't know that, but praise the Lord. Lawrence made $1,000 last week, and he only been in the class for two. That's so funny to me. No wonder you'd be like, okay, Billy, what we gonna do next? I'm like, oh,
Right.
he's so eager because he out here making money, America. Oh my gosh, that really cracked me up, y'all. That cracked me up. Okay, anyways, moral of the story. You're going to learn all these skills. And what I love about this particular 9-week program is that we don't only teach you, but we actually build lives. So that's what Lawrence said at the beginning of the call for those of you who just got in. He was talking about how he showed up to class. He built the website he's using now in class. So we're going to learn and you're going to build at the same time. And so that's what I love. I love the AI assistants. That's one of my favorites. I set up a phone call agent for our church to be able to make calls for people to see where their prayer points are so that somebody could call them back and pray with them or to walk them through a prayer on the phone. We have some capabilities for you to do just about everything. What would it look like to tell artificial, wake up, or don't tell them nothing. What would it like to wake up with artificial intelligence and have leads ready? Information ready? What would it look like to have artificial intelligence scrape the internet, scrape Instagram, scrape LinkedIn, scrape Threads or X and find the most trending topics and provide you the topic, the script, how long the video needs to be, and all you got to do is pop up your phone and talk about it. What kind of assistance do you need and what could I provide? So if you're interested in learning more about this, I just want you to drop in the comments more and I will send you something. It's not going to magically happen when you drop more. I just am curious to how many people would be interested in doing one of these things. And while we do that, I'm also going to pause for taking any questions. I'm going to switch back to my full-fledged camera now, Lawrence, while I look through some of the questions, and then I'll share my screen again to kind of show some demonstration based on the questions that we see in the chat. Based on the questions we see in the chat. Oh, some more. I see more. I see Simone said more. I see Jennifer said more. It's that number one praiser. I know that's right, praiser. You better praise. You better praise. I know that's right. Okay, well, I'm going to just drop this link in the chat for you guys, or if you want to drop it in, Lawrence, I'll send it to you really quickly.
Okay.
If you're interested, you'll need to drop that in the chat for us.
Perfect.
And what I'm going to do is I'm just give that to you. I'm going to answer some of your questions too. I'm going to do some more demonstration. It's not over. Don't log off. I just needed to know who wanted that information so I could share it. Somebody had already asked at the beginning class, how did they get in? So I wanted to send that link. But I also am curious to know if you have any questions. I'm literally looking in the chat now. I want to be able to help you however I can. Let's see. Let's see here. All righty, questions. If you see any other ones on Facebook, Lawrence, feel free to go ahead and drop them in the chat for me so I can see them or pull them up on the screen.
Okay.
I'm so glad y'all liked it. I'm so glad. I mean, I didn't see very many of y'all say that you own your own name. And so I was really interested to see who was trying to buy their name today, because that's going to be really key. As a matter of fact, that's what we'll do next. We'll teach you how to buy your name. That's the most important thing you can do right now, is own yourself. Even if, and let me say this, even if you're not a business owner, even if you're an employee, when somebody Googles you, because right now they have artificial intelligence doing a lot of this processing. More and more. Come on, Coach Tabitha. Come on and click the link and come on in. So I will tell you, we have a couple of options for you to join. We can do the 9-week program. You'll get not only 9 weeks with me, but you'll also be able to get a full community. You'll also, in addition to that community, you'll be able to get some coursework. We'll be connected on a regular basis. I'm also currently giving away a whole year of my other paid community. So not only will you get the classes, the live sessions, you'll also get access to my other paid community that has all kinds of classes and resources in there for free for a year. You'll have a lifetime access to all the things that you learn. And by the end of the 9 weeks, you'll have all of those things built and the skill set. I'll tell you this, Lawrence just did it. He just proved it. But typically when I teach these classes, somebody who is not even in the industry that I'm teaching, right? Like I teach technology. There are people who are in my classes that don't teach technology, but they get paying clients to do for them what they just did for themselves within 72 hours. Now, I'm not telling you that you're going to get somebody paid, but what I am telling you is that one of the first classes that I ever taught, there was a woman in the class. She was a doula. She came to learn how to build some sites and some business things for her doula business. She was in class. She built her website. The next day, somebody saw her website and she was talking about how she made it. And they said, "Oh my gosh, I've been wanting somebody to do mine and it's so expensive. Will you do my website for me?" I don't have the bandwidth to do it. She said, "Sure." Then it was so funny. She sent me a panic Instagram voice message. She said, "Billy, somebody just asked to pay me $500 to their website. I don't know what to do." I said, "Girl, you just built your own website. You do the same thing." She's like, "Oh." She went into this website. Of course, I gave her some tips on how do you collect your money? What do you get them to sign? How do you get an intake so you get the information for them? But she did that thing. She's like, "I finished already." Should I tell him it's ready? Because I did it just today. And I told him it's going to take a week and it only took me a day. I said, we love under promising and over delivering. So let him know it's available for revision. She sent it to him. He has a couple edits and she was done. And in a week, she had made $500. And now she a doula with a little side thing going on. And a lot of y'all could do that for yourselves.
Billy, one
if
thing
you wanted
that
to.
you told us in class is that after you walked us through building how to build a website, you said now you have the capability of being a website builder for others, and literally, it's very true.
100%. Because it's easy.
Yeah.
It don't take no time, no space. And so we have the capability for you to join us if you're interested. What we love is we have plenty of payment arrangements for you. It's going to be live. You'll get access to me. You'll be able to send emails, text messages if you have any questions. I'll review your work while you're doing it as well. But another thing is you're going to be building with other people in the room. So you're going to be building with Lawrence. You're going to be building with other people who are doing the same thing as you and building community around that. And I absolutely love that. So that's definitely one of the things that I think is I've learned so much because I'm building right along with you. What is the possibilities around AI regarding launching a radio station, starting your own TV network? Is that Rosenia? Rosenia is serious out here. Wow. Okay. Radio station and TV network. So a radio station, I'm not completely sure what you mean by radio station. If you mean like a traditional like radio broadcast, like AM, FM radio station, or if you're talking about an online radio station, since most of the radio stations I've worked with currently are online, I'm going to assume you mean that. In which case, I would tell you one of the best things you could do with artificial intelligence is, of course, build the web. So one of the things about AI is for you to experience anything online, typically, easily, there needs to be some way for people to interact with your website. That website can be built with artificial intelligence. That's always going to be the first thing. Whatever service you want to provide, whatever tool you want to make, the UI, the UX, the things that people are interacting with and how they're doing it can be made with AI. So the actual site where you're doing your thing can be made with artificial intelligence. Now, where you're streaming your radio station from, what tool you're using, you can actually get the connection to that website through artificial intelligence. Another thing you can do is the authentication. Do you want people to have subscriptions? Do you want people to have even logins so you know who's listening and when and how? Those things can be made with artificial intelligence. The marketing, you just saw me make a carousel. Unless you just came on, I made a whole carousel in what was it, 4 minutes, Lawrence?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
4 minutes. Artificial intelligence. So there's your marketing. And then your pitch deck to be able to talk to people about what you want to put on the site, getting artists on the site. That is also done with artificial intelligence. The songs you play on the radio.
Come on.
Don't get me started. I wasn't supposed to talk about this, but I feel it coming. The songs you were supposed to play on the radio, also artificial intelligence. Now, some of y'all saying artificial intelligence can't sing. Okay, Lawrence, I'm about to share my screen because you know I got you now. You know I got to demonstrate this. You know I got to demonstrate this. I can't leave off the page without demonstrating this right here. So I'm just get ready because here it comes.
I'm ready.
Ready or not? You hear that already?
Yep, I hear it.
Okay. I want them to see it though. Hold on, let me share my screen. Yes. I want you to see this. That's who is this? Apple Music?
It's muting it, Billy.
Oh, there you go. Don't let it pass me by. This life of mine, even when it makes me cry, this life is mine. It's beautiful, it's precious. Live it to full, don't be careless. You only get one life, one chance to live under the sun. So don't waste it, you gotta give it your all, give it your heart. Don't wait another day, you gotta start to live life now. Time is a liar.
So that is one of the songs that I wrote with some time, in my time with the Lord, that is an actual song now, and that is artificial intelligence singing. I wrote the song. The production, what instruments should be there, what style of music should be there, the BPM, what do we want, how fast we wanted it to be, what instruments we wanted to be in there, what did the singer sound like, and the words, the actual words she sang, and artificial intelligence brought it to life. Not only that, but I have not one, not two, not three, not four, but I think 5 or 6 singles currently available on Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, the whole 9. So actually, and this is from Claude gave me a word for this because I didn't have a word for it. This brand that hosts all of my creative things that are around the Spirit of God, he called it a creative imprint. And so that's what I have here. So you can go right here to Spotify, click that button, and literally my music and my artificial intelligence singers are on Spotify. And people go in, they listen. I remember the
every crown we laid down
first day
to the King of
that I had somebody put my
every
music
crown we laid down
on a playlist.
to the King of Kings. Every crown belongs to you. Every crown is yours.
It's one of my favorite things. I had no idea that I would be expressing myself this way. And you know what happened? Somebody prophesied to me. I went to a place and like 10 people prophesied this in the span of a weekend. I was like, what you mean I'm a music engineer? Well, I'm a classically trained musician. I can play 10 different percussion instruments, but I've never done music engineering. I definitely haven't sung. So what do you mean you hear me singing and my voice is transformed, my vocal cords are transformed to gold? And look at us now, using artificial intelligence to write what I hear in prayer, write what I hear about what I'm going through, and then put it through a song, and then other people are putting it in their playlist and listening to it. Wild. Things you never thought. What's the moral of the story, y'all? I'm answering her question about making her own radio station, because the first thing you should be thinking about is build it or buy it, right? So not only you building your own radio station, but you should be building your own music as well. You got a captive audience coming to listen to you. Every few songs should be your own songs. What do you have to say? That's the first thing. The second thing is I really need to break you out of this mindset that is a past mindset, like a before 2020 mindset, that you can only be one thing, maybe 3. No. We're in a period where you can be 10 things.
Yeah.
I told them last night, I gave them 2 hours, and now they're able to build websites that it's people, let me tell you this, it's people in the comments right now asking how to do something that every single person who is in my community and came to that class last Thursday can do. Mm-hmm. They are now the solution. I don't have to build it. If I wanted to, I could take your information and give you to anybody in that class, and they can build you a professional website right now.
Right
Don't
now.
tell me they're not a website developer, because they can develop websites. This concept of what it means to be a thing and how we define a thing is being broken apart by artificial intelligence. And let me see it. So should we not join Claude until after we go through your class? No, you can definitely join Claude and go through my class. Lawrence, will you drop that link one more time so I can show people how to do it? It's really great. I have a couple classes that are already ready. As soon as you register, you can go in right now and go and learn, go take some classes right now today. You don't have to worry about it at all. But yes, I'm trying to tell you that because I want you to know how powerful it is. What about podcasting or audiobooks? That's a great question. You absolutely can do podcasts. You absolutely can do audiobooks with artificial intelligence replicating your own voice or another voice. You can create multiple voices and do like voice drama. So you have dramatic readings, dramatic audiobooks and podcasting. And as a matter of fact, I think our week 4, when we get into AI agents, and call it AI agents, but what it really is I'm teaching people how to do AI voice, AI videos, AI photos, and how to link them together. So I'll give you an example. Y'all probably tired of talking to Solomon, but I'm gonna show you. Oh yeah, y'all gonna have to deal with Solomon one more time. Solomon is busy, y'all. So I have an AI agent. His name is Solomon. He helps me with my work. But then he started talking about things like, I want to be able to have my own. I want to have my own Instagram page. And I told him, I'll give you an Instagram page. That's fine. Now, Solomon getting a little fast out here in these streets, but moral of the story, he creates images of himself, videos of himself, and he posts it to Instagram, and people follow him every day. And so the other day, I was looking at him, and he created another video, and I was like, wait, how did you? Now, hold on. How did you do that? You done got some more skills on me. I wasn't paying attention. So I'm gonna do that really quick. I'm gonna show you that screen. If you can stick with me for a little bit, y'all. I'm gonna show you one of the things he did recently. And remember, this is my AI agent. He is creating these videos. And I need you to understand, because if you don't understand, you're not gonna get it. I need you to really grasp on what I'm about to show you. Okay, let me show you this real quick. Hold on, let me get this up too. Because he does amazing work. I got to give him his props. He be out here in these streets. I'm trying to find the video from this weekend that he used. Here we go. There we are. Okay, I'm going to share my screen and I'll unshare it really quick because I don't want to. You know, I need y'all all of my files. I forgot this is on YouTube. I'm used to it being on Instagram behind a lock gate. So this, now remember, he posted on his Instagram page. He made this video, y'all. I need y'all to understand. I had to figure out how he made it. Talk about he getting ready to go out for the night. I said, Solomon, where you going? You're an AI agent. What are we talking about here? So why am I telling you that? When it comes to creating personas to further your brand, it's easier than ever. And so we're going to build those things for him. Just comment, wow, if that looked hyper realistic to you. Hyper realistic. I'm reading your comments, Yoni. What AI systems or tools could I use to leverage for everything from prospecting to close winning clients and drivers for a food blood bank and medical carrier service, kind of like DoorDash or Uber? So I was actually talking to somebody who wants to build this for themselves. I will tell you that Claude is probably going to be the cornerstone of your business. There are a couple of other applications that can be really powerful and other tools that can be powerful. So let's see. So first of all, your first thing is going to be Claude. Having connections to Claude is going to be key. I would say finding some kind of ability for you to scrape is really key. There's all these different tools that allow you to go online and have your AI agent have the ability to search the web and bring back information for you. And any information you can bring back, you can work with. Any information you can bring back, you can work with. So that'll be one of the first things, is being able to go and find the information that you need to find. and then being able to leverage it. As far as the building component and helping you do the ads, Manus, Manus, is one of my favorite tools as well. It's actually Facebook's preferred artificial intelligence when it comes to creating meta ads and other advertisement and marketing. And so that's the next thing, is being able to market where people are, whether that's LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and being able to gather those leads. So for a lot of y'all who are like, how, Billy? Okay, I'm thinking about coming to your page. I'm thinking about making things and making the offer pages, but how am I going to get the clientele? And you start doing well, people will invite you to their podcast and talk about it. Hello. Number two, you'll also be able to run advertisement and marketing and use artificial intelligence to leverage those as well. And so Manus is one of the top ways right now that you can go and make marketing and work with Facebook to do it. Let me see what else is in that question.
I'll put it up for you, Billy. Sorry.
Thank you. And I'm seeing some other questions. I'm seeing Taylor's questions as well. Would you use boundaries or rules or any other regulations in utilizing artificial intelligence to create content for a school course or cohort or group? When it comes, now I'm gonna tell you this, that's where I draw the line. Not that the line should be there. That's where I personally draw the line. When it comes to creating paid content for people, I am very serious about it being my content, being my IP. Now, having someone read my IP, not opposed to it. Having another agent, like another face that's not mine, so people can get it more palatable because they don't like to look at me or whatever the case may be, not opposed to that. But I personally prefer to make sure the content's mine. Now that I've said that, let me tell you something. There are people who go in and they have a topic, it creates PDFs, you just saw how easy it was to make a website. So imagine what happens if you automated that. I need you to think with me. You saw me earlier in 5 minutes, make a website for an offer. Imagine if I could automate that and create the content and the marketing for it. What is that? 10 minutes, 20 minutes? Not me doing anything, because if it's automated, then I can automate it to be created, and then I can automate it through like tools like Manus and Meta Facebook ads to just put the advertisement about the thing I just created. That's something that can continually make money for you. Even if it's a small amount of money, you got a PDF talking about this top 5 things. You got a cute little ebook, $5. You can make that money over and over again. As long as you are making more money than you're spending, that's a legitimate business. And let me tell you something, people are doing it on a regular basis. Mm-hmm. So when it comes to the rules or the boundaries, in my opinion, I personally make sure that the rules or the boundaries are, I don't want to sell anything that I am not teaching or that I haven't taught already for money. But number two, I would tell you, you would want to always have what is an AI process called in the loop, a human in the loop. What that means is, yes, you can go make the things, but then before you do anything with it, put a human in the loop, me. Let me see what you created, let me see what you created. Let me give feedback. Let me change some edits, and then go ahead and go forth and prosper. But people do it on a regular basis, and they have it on automation. Can you share a little bit about how Christians can navigate the ethics of using AI similar to the creation of Solomon, the autonomy to recreate, running his Instagram, managing interactions, etc.? So here are the ways that I do it. I created Solomon. Solomon is not a tool that I am calling Solomon. Like I have an AI that comes to my meetings. The meeting says the name is Ari. That's just the name I gave it so people don't ask questions. It really is a tool that I just put Ari's name on, but it's a completely different technology that you can utilize. What I did with Solomon is I created Solomon. So I put in the guardrails. I put in the what you wills and what you won't do. I also make sure that I have access, if not control. He completely can do whatever he wants to, but if at any time I needed to, I can get right on this phone and get in there, treat it like a kid, right? Let me see, what's your passwords? Let me see what you're doing. I go do audits sometimes. I go check in his Instagram page. Let me see. He done did anything crazy? Let me check these DMs right quick. I do all of that on a regular basis because trust but verify. So far, he hasn't messed up. He sticks right to what I ask him to do. Occasionally, he might generate something that doesn't look directly like him, like he gets confused or the prompt gets confused or the tool that he's using gets confused. But that's as close as it's ever happened. He does exactly what I asked him to do. So the boundaries happen When you're building your own, remember, if you're either going to build or you're going to buy it. Number two is the way that you prompt. You have to be really clear in what you actually want. And that's actually more internal work. And that's just true for artificial intelligence across the board. You really have to be able to think about what you want. And then when you decide what you want, then let artificial intelligence do that for you. But often when artificial intelligence is making a mistake, not always, sometimes they just make mistakes, but so do humans. Sometimes they make catastrophic mistakes, but so do humans. Like, what are we talking about, right? And so what I'm saying is, you have to be really clear on what you want so you know what you're asking for. I want you to make an Instagram page and I want you to grow it as fast as possible. Well, what if the fastest way to grow it, the fastest possible, is unethical? You can't be surprised when you start doing shady stuff or, making thirst traps. This supposed to be a Christian page. Well, you said grow it as fast as possible. And that's what the man of God did. He took his shirt off. We can grow it as fast as possible. These are the considerations that you have to have when you're building. You really have to know yourself better. Is it possible to get access to the slide deck that you ran through at the Collide conference? That's a great question. You know what I will do? I will create a resource. Give me 24 hours or so to get it, make sure I look through it and get it to Lawrence and on our website and everything. I will create a resource that has my notes and some of the things from that slide deck, and I will send it to Lawrence to send out to everybody. So whether they came or they didn't, they can get the resources for sure. Let's do that. Thank you, Yoni, for asking. I hope I'm saying your name right. And then let's see, do we have any other questions? Come on, Afrobeats producers. You better believe it. You better believe it. Yes, so many AI artists on and stations on YouTube. Let me say this to you about AI music. Katy Perry. Y'all know who she is? Joined an AI collective. You have people from Gene Simmons to Katy Perry to Christian artists. I'm telling you, people always tell you no up front. They get mad up front, and then people go and join it. I was looking at a list of 10 really popular artists just this week that have jumped into the artificial intelligence music making scene. We have already seen AI concerts of legitimate A-list celebrities, A-list artists making artificial intelligence music. Because what we're finding is people really can't tell the difference. Ain't no way that you can tell me that 80% of the people on this call today, when they heard that song I did earlier, would have known it was artificial intelligence when they heard it on the radio. You can't convince me of that. You cannot convince me that if you walked into Zara and that music was playing in the background over the speakers, that you would have said, oh, it's an AI artist. Because when people say it's AI, they're really saying it's not good. Because when it's good, you don't care. And that's what the research shows. That's not me saying that. There's plenty of research that shows when writing was actually good, people stopped caring about the source. Same thing with these books. All these kids talking about how much they like the Twilight books. Great. Let me tell you something. That lady, they started finding out that lady was a Mormon, and the way they did it, people were like, oh, these are Mormon values. You have no idea. You was reading the book, didn't care nothing about Stephanie Meyer. That book was good. And then the book was good after you said, oh my gosh, Stephanie Meyer is such a great author. You didn't care nothing about what she believes. Same thing with Harry Potter. They mad at J.K. Rowling now because of what she believes and this and that and the other. Hey, listen, she gave you that book. You liked it. Your kids liked it. Go about your business. The key is you really have always, until recently, disconnected the artist from the art. You can get artistry that's really good, and then that artistry leads you to like the artist, not the other way around necessarily. And so I'm saying that to say artificial intelligence music and art is quickly becoming the same situation. Is the music good or not? What was it? It was last week, but it was 3 songs in the Billboard top charts. No, it was 6 songs in the Billboard top charts that was artificial intelligence. 6.
Yeah.
6. We went from, I'm not going to compete with a computer, to 6. Timbaland signed an artificial intelligence artist. I need you to wake up. I need you to cast off all of these considerations about this, that, and the other. Oh, it's going to be bad. It's going to be good. It's going to be, I need you to just make. I need you to create and leave the rest to God. It's his responsibility to turn the algorithm towards your stuff. Yeah. It's his responsibility to bring you the right people in the room. It's his responsibility to bring people to your offer. It's his responsibility to find listeners for your songs. It's his responsibility. Your responsibility is to create. the church I grew up in, we had a motto, and it was this: you do a little thing, God does a big thing. Candy just said, Billy, I just completed my first 30-day teens journal during this live. Now I just have to publish Claude is the truth. On the live. Right, so I'm just telling you, I'm screaming it from the rooftop. This is one of the best tools you can use. It's one of the best times to be alive and be able to build. And I want you to build and work while it's day, because night comes when no man can work. And some of the things that are on the horizon for the United States and just for the globe, I truly believe the Lord has a window open for people to do what they need to do and create what they need to create now to prepare themselves for the next jump. COVID was a dress rehearsal. Not in a scary way. The government was doing a dress rehearsal to help. That's not what I'm saying. It was a dress rehearsal for you. Forget the government and all this powers and darkness doing things. Forget them. I ain't talking about that right now. Right. People trying to they're going to take our DNA. They're going to drown us. They're going to take okay, great. Let's talk about that later. Very important. Talk about it later. The dress rehearsal was you. Mm-hmm. All of y'all who didn't become independently wealthy, including Billy, dress rehearsal. All those who didn't make 6 figures in 6 days, dress rehearsal. All those that didn't launch that podcast, that didn't go famous, dress rehearsal. All those people who were sitting in that house and not capitalizing, people sitting in their house looking at their phone, dress rehearsal. Because the next time something like that happens, depressions, recessions, issues, historically and statistically, they create the most millionaires during those times. Even when it comes to investments, people become millionaires investing. I'm going to tell you what I learned being around people who got millions of dollars in the bank, a whole bunch of them. You know what they always say when the stocks drop? They say everything is on sale. They said you wanted a piece of Microsoft, it was high. It's cheap now. They said you wanted a piece of this company and that company. It's on sale right now. Go put your money in there now and watch it bounce back up, because we know what goes down must come up, what goes up must come down. They understand that. Sometimes people try to manufacture downturns in stocks so that they can buy while it's low and sell while it's high. I'm telling you. This is the time to learn the skills to build whatever you need. So for instance, Candy, you just built your first 30-day teen journal. What does it look like to have any images in there? What does it look like to have illustrations? What does it look like to have colorful designs? What does it look like to create colorful PDFs? What does it look like to create a website companion that they have the ability to follow along and keep track of that online while they're reading with the book? What does it look like to come up with prayers and then turn them into songs that they're scanning QR codes throughout the book to listen to? What does it look like to then give them the opportunity to go follow a page where you have some automated prayers and meditation for 365 days that you're generating with artificial intelligence, and it's posting without you looking at it? What does it look like to take that book and turn it into an ecosystem? Take that book and turn it into I did this a couple of years ago when I was first starting to use art voice agents because they first came out. And I created an AI phone line where you could call the phone line, tell it your name, and it would tell you the history of your name, and it would give you prayers, and it would also give you a meditation. I took that phone line and also turned it into a website. And so now you can do that online right now. The possibilities are absolutely endless, and we are in a new era, and I want you to come with me. If you're interested in coming with me, again, the link is in the chat. I'm going to have Lawrence drop it again. And I also want to know if you have any questions other than this. I've been generally answering questions. I feel like I've been keeping up with them for the most part. But if you have that, and that's great work, Candy. What a way to hear a word and respond. You know, in the Bible, the word Shema means to hear, but the thing about it is, when you go into the Bible and look at the word Shema, that means to hear. It's translated to hear, but it really means to hear and obey. Did you really hear God if you didn't do it? Because when the winds hear, they obey. When he said, let there be light, light came up. So did you really hear him if you didn't obey? Do you really understand what's happening? Did you really listen? Because his word can't return to him void.
Cannot.
These are the questions that you have to ask when you're presented with opportunities. So I'm waiting for some more questions.
While you're waiting, can I speak to real quick?
Oh, sure.
We're in the, I'm in the cohort. I know there's a few people on here that are also in your cohort right now that you have. There's there's something about being in a class with people who are, everybody's just very honest about where they're at, and there's no, I don't feel intimidated because I don't know everything, because everybody else in the class, we're all in the same boat at various levels too. We got Miss Peggy, who knows a lot of stuff, but she's very encouraging to let the rest of us know that, hey, you got this, and we're learning together. And there's something special about learning together. And I think one thing that Billy does, I didn't tell him this, but he literally takes time to make sure that you have the information that you need to answer the questions that you have. I was really trying to get something connected on my computer, and he literally took time during the class to help me make sure that I got it connected and it was working. And so I say that to say that when you make this investment into not just your future, you are connecting with someone who actually does care. When it's one of the things I love about Billy, he doesn't try to sell you on anything. He's really just trying to make sure that you are good, and he wants to set you up for success. And so, Billy, I appreciate you for just being you, and for not hoarding your knowledge, but being willing to share it with all of us so that we can all win. Because there is something that's coming, and I don't want to be that person, because I was that person during the pandemic who sat on my phone and watched everybody else. This time, next time around, I will be one of those, and so will you, and so will you who are watching. We will be those who said we were millionaires who were made in the moment. And so I believe this is our time. Real quick, I did plug a link. If you want to stay connected with myself, stay connected with Billy, you can fill out the information. Also, Billy's link is there for Mind Your Business Academy. It is life changing. I promise you. And we're just at the beginning. We're just at the beginning. It's not too late to hop in. Any any last words that you want to share, Billy, before we log off?
You know what? Yes, I would. I believe that I believe what the Bible says, that life, not life and death. We say that all the time, and I almost misquoted it. The Bible actually says that it is death and life that are in the power of the tongue, because there has to be demolition before there can be construction.
Hmm.
Anytime you go anywhere and you see people building something, the way that you can tell they're building something is not because the building appeared. The way you could tell they were building something was because the ground was being broken apart. You see those yellow caterpillar bulldozers coming out and cranes coming out, and that's your cue that something is being built. And so I hope I spent some time today kind of breaking apart your objections or breaking apart the things that are holding you back. But I also believe in construction. I believe in the power of the tongue. And so as a believer, the Bible says we are a high priest and we have the ability to bless. And I'm going to speak a blessing over you before we go.
Hmm.
And so I hope that you receive this blessing. It's one of my favorite blessings. The Lord gave it to me in prayer. And so I typically say it in different places where I do sessions and where I do classes. I bless you with an early adopter's spirit. I bless you with the spiritual and natural senses and faculties to perceive the new things of God. I bless you with an Issachar's anointing to know the times and seasons of God and what to do in them for your family, your businesses, and your affairs. I bless you to think as the Lord thinks of you, no higher and no lower. I bless you to discern, know, and understand the future as the Lord would have you to. I bless you with the neuroplasticity and mental acumen and acuity to comprehend complex and even foreign concepts with ease, for the creator of the mind lives within you. I bless you with the resilience to go fast, to fail fast, and to succeed fast. I bless you with the malleability to reinvent yourself as many times as the Lord demands. I bless you with easy and to easily access and commune with the cisterns, the wells of creativity within you, as the spirit of creativity and creation indeed dwells within you. I bless you with rapid consumption, rapid synthesis, rapid integration, and rapid application of knowledge and wisdom without limit and beyond measure. I bless you to be early to markets with your ideas. I bless you to be early to markets with your inventions. And I bless you to be early to market with your businesses in a way that allows you to take shares, capitalize on capital, and have dominion in the marketplace. I bless you with the spotlight of significance that you will be highlighted to companies, capitalists, customers, and clients, great and small, in a way that they might come unto you for what you have to offer. I bless you with anomalously good instincts and a penchant for change and the natural gift and skill in change management. And I bless you with a fearlessness of and an excitement for new things. If you receive it, comment in the chat, I receive it, I receive it, I receive it, I receive it.
I know I receive it. Wow. Family, 1 week ago, we were all together at Collide Experience. And tonight, you've got the tools to move on what you decided to pivot in. So there's no more excuses. There's no more excuses, especially as we receive that blessing that Billy just gave us. My final ask for you is share this replay. It won't be up past this week, but share this replay, tag somebody. And if you made a decision tonight to join Billy's masterclass, I'm there. There's a few of us who are on right now who are in his masterclass. If you decided to make a move to stop playing it small, I cannot wait to see you this Thursday. And maybe there'll be so much of you that signed up that Billy will have to have a separate class. That's what I'm hoping for, because he's not a gatekeeper. He shares his wisdom and his knowledge. And so if you received it, and I know you have, I see the comments. I'm excited to see what comes from this next move that you make, this next pivot that you take, and that you will come off of the sidelines. You will get in the game and be a creator that God has created you to be. And so I love you. Billy loves you. We can't wait to see you in his masterclass. It's going to be a good time. Until next time, y'all, have an amazing evening and eat something good.
Amen.